Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Cyber-diggity dogs from all over the world. Guess what happened? Boop. Windows update happened. Microphone settings got blown through the ceiling. Microphone volume set to 100. Destroying a number of hours of recording this week. You hate to see it. I suspect the microphone is very soft for you guys. Before we get going, dudes, can we just get a microphone check? Checkity check, please. My suspicion is that the mic is soft. Because I can see it. Hold on, I'm going to push the mic up a little bit here. Thanks to Windows, once again, every few months we have to readjust everything. Sheesh. Kib says 455. Okay, so as I suspected, we're down a bit on the microphoneage. Let me crank that up a little bit more. How's that? Is that better? Hey guys, what's happening? We are joined this evening by the Prince of the Chihuahuas, Obi-Wan Alfonso Kenobi. Ooh, hold on. However, he is, he's currently under his blankie. It's quite cold this evening, so I've put his blanket over him. I spent the day cooking today, and that filled the house with a bunch of like smells, like cooking smells, and I wanted to air the house out, so I had all the windows open, so the house is very cold inside. He's moving around. He's in there. He's in there. But he's going to have a lovely snooze with us this evening. Welcome, everybody, to a Friday night with your Rendog dog here on the Twitchicles. Very nice to see everybody. We are currently on the server with Tango, Beef, and Cleo. And I do believe that Tango is streaming also. We had a meeting yesterday. All of us hermits, we tend to have a get-together on a Thursday. And we kind of all made a resolution, a New Year's resolution, if thine will, to make better use of the status mod. Because we want to spend a little bit more... Ooh, did you see that creeper? How did that... Wait, what? How did that creeper fall? Did you see that, dudes? Wait a minute. Is there something broken up here? How did that creeper fall down there? Huh. Curious. Don't really want to investigate, though. I've had a couple of explosions up there. Ah, I see. Hold on, let's get the Gigabug out. Let's have a look. It looks like the creeper is trying to jump over the corner here. Is there a block out of place? Very curious in... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe they get pushed through the wall here, or maybe a creeper spawned here. Maybe there was a natural spawn over here somewhere, but these are unspawnable blocks, so that can't be. Maybe here on these solid blocks, a creeper spawned, potentially. Anyway, distracted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so us hermits got together. We kind of made a deal that we would try and use the status mod more. And basically the status mod shows it's like a color code next to your name in tab that shows whether you're available or unavailable. And I did put this on a hotkey. Whoopsie. Hold on. How do I set the... How do I set the... Oh, goodness. This is embarrassing. Hold on. Status mod. Is it in here? Raised? Mod menu. Free cam. Wait a minute. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, there we go. Opus status GUI. You. Here we go. Okay, so. Gonna use streaming. Okay? So if you're red, you can't be disturbed. If you are green, you can be disturbed. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go green. So if people want to disturb us, they can disturb us. We're trying to encourage more interactions amongst the hermits this season. Looks like I'm the only one using the status mod this evening, though. Just saying. That's 1 brownie point for the rendogtv, if you ask me, my friends. Very nice. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm at right now. Guys, last stream, we spent a bit of time making some videos. Since then, I released an episode. Amazing. Super excited to get my first Hermitcraft episode out for 2023. Guess what, though? I forgot to add tags to it. You know, because I'm a prog-divisional content producer. So, I said the video went out like yesterday or the day before on Wednesday, I think. I woke up the next morning and the views were already low and I was like, oh god. What's happened? My channel's dead. Nobody wants to watch rendogtv anymore. And then today, when I was working on a video for this afternoon, I checked. I was like sorting out the description boxes of the latest video that I released. And I noticed that I hadn't added the tags to the last episode. So, that was a great professional start to 2023. You love to see it, friends. However, the good news is that this very day, which is what? January the 27th, 2023. Sir rendogtv, first of his name, released his very first ever shorts. What is the singular of a shorts? Of a YouTube shorts, everybody? Have you stopped to ask yourself this question? Because I was asking myself this question today. Is a single shorts a shorts? Or is a single shorts a short? These are the questions that bother me throughout the hours of my life in the day. I should probably go outside more, I think. Anyway, so released the first shorts of our channel, which is super exciting. Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out, man. It's basically just Keralis being the derpy, beautiful Keralis that he is. And it's a wondrous moment between Keralis and I. So anyway, that's channel news. Guys, today we are on a mission, okay? A couple of streams ago, in fact, I think the stream before I went to Canada, or maybe the first stream when I got back from Canada, we were talking about potentially terraforming this entire island and turning it from mycelium into mud. Yes. I'm not that excited about it because it's going to be one heck of a project. But the more of these like square modules we add, right, the more surface area we take up. So actually, the terraforming won't be that difficult to achieve, I think. But we are going to have to collect an insane amount of muddage. And we better get started if we want to get this idea done this year. So I thought maybe what we could do today is go collect ourselves some mud. There is luckily a massive mud biome, just a end bowl away from Gigacorp Island, right over there. Oh man, look at that oil rig in the background. So awesome. Here it is. I've been collecting a bunch of mangrove wood from this area already, thus revealing a bunch of the mud. And I thought we could spend a bit of time out here today figuring out how to collect an insane amount of mud. I mean, I think it just involves a bunch of Silk Touch Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 5 shovelays and just going to town on the mud, right? I think that's probably all that it involves. Man, how pretty is this biome? Sheesh! 118, man. What a beautiful patch that was. Look at this. So cool. I just love how we're like digging deeper and deeper into this jungle here too, right? That's so cool. But look at this, man. There is mud for days. More mud than we'll ever need, I think, in this biome. We're basically going to move this biome from here to there. That looks like what the plan is here, friends. So that's what we're going to do today, okay? We got lots of things to do. Now, I also see there is a ridiculous amount of notifications coming through. Guys, thank you so very, very much. By the way, what's happening here? Wait a minute. Let me just fix my thingy here. Guys, thank you so much, man. Jeez. That notification noise has been digging away in my ears since we started streaming, starting all the way back 10 minutes ago with Foxy Ninja Bear. Foxy, that's a name I've not seen in a while. What's happening, baby? 37 months. Good to see you, dude. Hope your day has been going well. D-Face. It's been going excellent, man. Released my first short. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome, man. Thank you, Foxy. Sorry, just taking a sip of my rooibos over there. By the way, yep, the Chihuahua's still under the blanket there. If you guys have just arrived wondering where Obi is, he's under his blanket this evening. We've also got, who else have we got here? Bailey51 with a 33-month resub and a tier 3 resub. One of our very few tier 3s out there. Hey, Bailey, how you doing? Hey, Ren, I hope you had a fantastic holiday. I'm doing well. I'm not able to catch many streams anymore these days, but I'm glad I'm able to be here for this one. Much love. Double hardy face. Yes, Bailey, been a while, and thank you so very, very much for the very generous tier 3 support, as always. And really great, as always, to have you here. Even if it's sporadical, it is fantastical. By the way, dudes, why don't we get things started today making some extra shovels, right? This is our shulker box when we went to the end 2 streams ago. We managed to yoink a bunch of fresh tools out of the end, as well as a bunch of shulker boxes, which is awesome. But I think what we do need to do is get going on preparing a bunch of shovels for mud action, right? So we've got, what, like 6 shovels? Want to make sure all of these shovels are ready to harvest an insanity amount of mud. And then we'll get started on that, man. Let's head back to town real quick. And we'll go do some shopping and some stocking up and whatnot, so we can begin this adventure. In the meantime, I got some notifications to get through here, guys. The Life of L, 20-month resub. What's happening, Life of L? Good evening, Rain. Hope you're well. Bluetooth Goldfish is here with a 25-monthicals. The island looks great. I'm excited for the stream, Hardy Face. Thank you very much, my friend. Satinbot here with the 15 months in a row. Hi, Sweet Face. I got 2/3 of my Gigalogs merch, and it's gone into my collection of Hermit merch very happily. Thank you for everything you do for us, Rain. Oh, that's my pleasure. I'm so glad to hear that, Satin, and I do hope you are happy with the quality of the merch. I certainly am. I think it's really, really great stuff. So, big shout out to my log brother Corrales and Jeff, who worked with us on that merch. It's turned out really, really awesome, and glad you're enjoying it. DTG Kosh, my friend, what's happening? Is that the first time I've seen you this year, Kosh? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Another year, another resub. Yes. Oh, these years. These years, Kosh, where have they gone? Yo, Luke James is a moth with the 6 months in a row. Did I just say Luke James is a moth? That's my bad, Luke. It's Friday night, okay? The brain's yogurt, as they say in England. 7 months subby. Thank you, Luca. And I called you Luke, and it's actually Luca. Sorry, Luca. Jeez. Fear the Fuzzy Bear, 26 months in a row. What's happening, Fuzzy Bear, baby? Hey, Ren. I love watching your streams. I also love that I was just about to settle in with your VOD when you went live again. Almost like you could read my mind. Yeah, thank goodness for those VODs, man. Keyman, 64 months, dude. A whole stack of months for Keyman. That's insane, man. A stack of months. Sheesh. Hey, Ren, glad to catch a Friday stream. Can't wait for the Rendog plushie to come in the next few months. Yes, that's right. All of you guys who were fast enough to get your hands on a plushie, they should be heading out in March, I think, right? March 22nd or something, I think is the date. Can't wait for you guys to get your plushies, man. That's so awesome. Silversim, brand new Prime subscriber in the house. What's happening, Silversim? Thank you, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And MC Leslie is here also with the 500 biddies. Thanks, Leslie, as always. For a Friday cup of tea, lovely human. I mean dog, hardy face. Ayi is here with the 10 months in a row. What is happening, Ayi? And, oh my goodness, look at this, guys. We got a bomb in the house, man. Hanana dropping. A casual 5 gifted subs on the beautiful Cyberdog community. Thank you, Hanana, for yet another bomb. That's 2 streams in a row now. So Zero, also 5 gifted subs to the community. That's about 100 streams in a row now. Hanana, also hundreds of streams in a row. Guys, thank you so much, man. You regular sub bombers, I love your faces. Thank you, guys. Saturnbot's here with some biddies also. Hey, Rain, can't watch right now, but have fun. Muddin. Thank you. Not sure how much fun mudding can be, but yes, there you go. Fresh is here with a 66-month resub. Happy Friday, baby. And Annabomb Banana with a 32 months in a row, half a stack. Beautiful. Right, we need to figure out what books we need, guys. We need to figure these out. Let me just get through these here, these resubs going on over here, man. Mimi here with a 19 months in a row, and California Moon, 16 months. It's a pure pleasure to watch and listen week after week, month after month. Thank you, California. Yakafudi, 15 months in a row. Oh, it's Scar. Hold on. Hi, Scar. Oh, geez. Wait a minute. Scar? Hello? Hello? Hold on, let me get my headphones straight. Let me get the headphones. Scar! I can hear you shuffling about. Let's turn this down. Scar? Hello? Did he disappear? Oh, jeez. What is this? Stream. That is evidence. Scar. Stream just spotted evidence of an attempted murder. Any thoughts? Yakafudi, 15 months in a row. Thank you, baby. And Acid Omega with the tier 1. Brand new subscriber in the house. Hey, guys, what's up? Me? Says Scar. Yeah, always innocent. Scar's never guilty of anything. Yes, it does seem Hot Guy is about. Cleo says you're asking if Scar has thoughts. D-face. Okay, dudes, let's take a look at our shove lace, okay? This one needs to be fixed. And wait, we probably need to figure out if we got the Diamondes to actually pimp out our shovels here. Oh, we got the Diamondes. Oh, we got the Diamondes. No stress about that, man. Okay, what do we need? This one needs we need 1, 2, 3. We need 3 mending books. Let's start there, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Man, thank goodness for this bookshop, let me tell you guys. It's the hermit's best friend, man. Boom. 3 mendings. We need 1, 2, 2 unbreakings. Unbreakings. Are these 1 diamond a piece, by the way? Am I underpaying? 2 diamonds each. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I am underpaying. Okay, there we go. No problems. No problems. Chill out, people. Jeez. All right. I've forgotten how many unbreakings we need. 1, 2. 2 unbreakings, right? 2 unbreakings. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 efficiency 5s. Efficiency 5 is there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, perfectos. Now we just need to get these bad boys enchanted and then we're out of here, my friends. Beautiful. Oh, we got Swift Sneak in here too. Let's just dump this stuff off. We've got to go repair all of these shovelays too, right? We're going to dig up a bunch of mud today. Those shovelays are going to get wreckety-wrecked. What? Okay, off to the Enderman farm we go. Peanut Gallery is here with some viddies to the face. Hey, PG, what's happening, baby? Hope you're doing okay, and hope everything's okay for you here in 2023. Peanut Gallery says, wakes up, rubs eyes. Oh, we're mudding? I still know the telnet address of my first mud. Wish it still existed. Yes. How you doing, PG? You doing all right? Miss Money, got a jet. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit. And Lovecraft Plays is here with some biddies too. Hey, Rain. Long-time fan, first-time cheerer. Hope you're having a lovely day, Hardy Face. Oh, dude, that is very generous of you. Thank you so much. And always fantastic to see the long-time OG viewers in the house, man. You guys know who you are. All of you guys who have been here since the Fro Dome. Maybe that's a little bit too far back. All of those who have been here since Tomato Yoshi's Dojo. What's happening, babies? What's happening, Tomato Yoshi fans? All of those of you who can remember the... What was it? The Nether Cooler 3000. What's happening, my friends? What's happening, all you OGs? Man, we got to go even further back than that. All of you who can remember who was responsible for the giant chicken that pooped on my base. I want to see the OGs in the house, man. Who was responsible for the chicken that pooped on my base? That really shows how long you've been around these here parts if you know the answer to that question. Because that was a long ass time ago, man. We're talking years. Right, let's just clean this place up a little bit here, guys. Also, we probably want to turn this down a bit. It's very noisy over here. Oh, ooh, we got some wrong answers in the house. We got some wrong answers in the house, man. Oh, you guys, your memories are terrible. Terrible memories. Terrible. Or am I thinking about a different series altogether? I might be thinking of a different series. Let me give you a little bit more of a hint. It was my welcome present to the Hermitcraft server. It was the first time I was pranked in Hermitcraft. In my first season, season 4. Yes, I think most of my viewers are season 6 and up. Anything before that, now you're talking real vintage. It was a Zoomer, the chicken man, Chicken Zoomer. My dudes, can we take a real quick moment to send a lot of love in the direction of my beautiful little brother, Jono Smithers, who has just joined us with the 33-month resubberino, but of course has been a subscriber in my life for his entire life, which is a long time now. He used to be young, now he's old. Hey, Jono. Love your face, dude. 19.7 with a brand new tier 1 sub in the house. What's happening, baby? Thank you, 19.7. Thank you so much. Dudes, that is like 3 brand new subscribers already in one stream. We usually only get like 1 or 2 new subscribers. We're on 3 new subscribers already. Acid Omega, 19.7. And who was the other new subscriber? Oh, jeez. The list is too long now. I can't remember now. But anyway, that's awesome. Arrow Plays, thank you so much for the 500 biddies, dude. I may not be an OG, but I'm definitely here for the ride. Hardy Face, thank you, Arrow. And King Krusty is here with the biddies. My bones are old. So are mine, my friend, so are mine. So yeah, looks like some of you guys, there are some OGs in the house from season 4. You love to see that. That was a long time ago now, guys. Crazy to think about it, man. That was what, like, when was season 4? 2015? I want to say. Was it 2015? Jeez, man. That is, that's pretty nuts. Can you guys remember what you were doing in 2015 during Season 4? Lovecraft? Yes, vintage is a great word to describe us oldies, right? I think it's a fantastic way to describe us oldies. That's what I'm calling myself from now on, man. I'm not old, I'm vintage. Oh, whoopsie daisies. What have I done here? Oh, no, this is the one, right? Hold on. Dudes, I'm messing this up. Give me 1 second here. Efficiency. Do we want mending on this? Hold on. Let's put mending on this one. This one's got mending already, so we just want unbreaking. Oh, okay. Hold on. We need more levels. Speaking of OGs, though, friends, we have got the wonderful, amazing Kilgore 1311 OG in the house with the 10 gifted submarinos. Jeez, Kilgore, thank you so very much, man. That is very, very generous of you. And that was actually preceded by yet more gifted subs from the wonderful, beautiful Hanana, who on top of the 5 gifted subs just a moment ago, 10 more gifted employees to the Gigacorp Corporation. Guys, remember to pick up your hard hats and your polo shirt uniforms at the door. And to get yourself to your local Gigacorp factory. There are packages to be packed. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hananan Kilgore. Very generous of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brassy Chassis is here also. Hold on. Guys, hold on. I'm trying to concentrate. Jeez. Okay, there we go. Is that all the Chevrolet's done, dudes? Why do we have one more efficiency book here? Oh, here we go. Okay, unbreaking efficiency. And that's going to go on this. There's a mending one here. There we go. Okay. Have I completed this mission now? Oh, these need to all be unbreaking efficiency 5 Chevrolets. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 5 mending. Efficiency 5, unbreaking 3 mending. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 5 mending. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 5 mending. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 5 mending. Okay. We good. This one needs to get repaired though. Let's get some more ender. Ooh, looks like another hermit is in the end. Who be here? Is someone coming to do some repair work potentially? Brassy Chassis here with the birdies. Ren, I have to make a confession. I teased your dear handsome brother on his stream last night. Wait, what? There was a Jono Smithers stream? Wait. Kill the music. Kill the music. Say what now? Jono Smithers, my brother, why did you not inform me that you are back on the streaming? Well, that's a VOD that I get to watch tonight, so that's fantastic. Man, the sock gang must be so happy right now. The sock gang must be through the roof. That Jono's back streaming, man. That's great news. Yeah, it was the worst stream ever, says Fear the Fuzzy Bear. He told us to say it. Why? What was so bad about it? Oh, that's so awesome. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, my little brother, he is he is known as the invisible member of Hermitcraft. Was there a creeper in there? What the heck? Okay, that scared the living heck out of me, man. I think wait, what? Okay, there is definitely prankage about. Hold on, where are my headphones? Is someone talking to me? I can't hear. There's no speakers action. Hello? Hello? Okay, there are shenanigans afoot because there was a creeper in there. I panicked. My heart almost stopped beating. And then I saw the creeper was holding a rocket. And that made me smell shenanigans. Shenanigans are afoot, people, and we must discover who's responsible for this. I am trying to talk to my brother. Hello? Hello? Wait. There is no way... Because this is what I'm thinking, right? This must be... that must have been a hermit in a creeper costume or something. There is absolutely no ways that a hermit could live inside of that chamber. That's impossible. Look at his little feet. There's little creeper feet there. How is this possible, though? What is going on? I'm gonna kill him, though. If I pull the lever, he's gonna die. If I swing with the sword, he's gonna die, because this thing's got sharpness 5 on it. Kill it with fire. What is that? This is just the most outrageous thing that I've ever seen on the Hermitcraft server right now, man. This is adorable. There's a little creeper face in there. Hello. I mean, he's got an ender pearl. He can get out of there if he wants to. There he is.
I'm here for Rendog impressions.
Oh, God.
Ren Bob, not dog.
You scared the living hell out of me, dude. That was like totally unnecessary, man.
Yay, we got a Ren Bob impression. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
This aggression will not stand, man. Dude, when you walk like that, that is so freaky because like the legs are like a claw.
Dude, I have so many ender pearls.
How are you doing this? Wait, how did you survive in there? Dude. Okay, well, smell you later.
I'm your worst dreams of a flying creeper.
That's the worst creeper flyer I've ever seen, man. You tried so hard. Well, that was adorable. Where's the music? Sheesh. Well, big shout out to Scar for coming over and almost destroying my brain. I need to take a sip of my beverage, man. I need to realign myself. I'm all over the place right now. Oh, it's so good to be back on the Hermitcraft server, guys. I miss my fellow hermits very much. Hardy face at Scar, man. Hardy face at Scar. What was I saying? Oh, yes. My little brother Jono, guys. In case you didn't know, throughout seasons 7 and 8, he made an insane amount of music for many, many hermits on the server. Jono is a professional musician who lives in California. And he produced many, many, many of the songs that you guys love. You may not know it because those songs are so famous now, but many of the songs that you know that are Hermitcraft songs, that are time-lapse songs and whatnot, were produced by Jono. And
I know he's a big shot now, Ren.
Oh, there he is.
You know, big Hollywood man. But
Yeah.
I miss his YouTube videos. I just wanted to say that. I miss them.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Dude,
I miss him.
He's busy. He's busy, man.
I know he's busy.
You know?
Big hot shot out there with Hans, Pons, Zapper, Zimmer. You know, all those big guys. But, you know, I miss it. I miss
Dude,
the video.
these days he's chilling with Bruce Willis and all sorts of things going on out there, man. You know, it's crazy. We're too small for him anymore. We're too small for him now, dude. We're nothing.
But yeah, well, you know, I just miss him.
I miss him
That's
too.
Goodbye.
Maybe
Goodbye.
Bye. Look at that, a cookie with wings. You love to see it. Hands zapper zipper zapper. There we go. Yeah, anyway, Jono used to stream. He used to produce the music live here on Twitch. And only the very, very lucky few were able to see Jono's very, very first streams, which were literally just a really janky webcam on a laptop. It was the epitome of what I would, as a content creator, call a raw stream. It was the most raw stream that you could ever see. But in that moment, in that very first stream, I knew that there was magic afoot. There was something magical happening. And within just a few weeks, a few months of streaming, Jono really built up a huge community here on Twitch. And, well, it's really great to hear that there is still a little bit of streaming going on from the Jono. Very, very awesome. Very, very awesome. Much magic indeed, man. Those were the dark days also, you know, that was lockdown days, man. Jono has like a crazy story. My brother has a crazy story about Twitch and streaming. You know, he studied at Berkeley in Boston, and when he finished his degree, he went to California to try and pursue music in Hollywood. And as he got there, COVID kicked in. It was like early 2020. And he got locked into an apartment in, you know, the bad side of town, in the bad side of Hollywood, basically. and he was just trapped. He couldn't do anything. It was the whole world was locked down, and you know, he was trying to figure out something to do, and streaming. You know, I suggested to him, hey, why don't you try streaming? And he just did it, because that's how Jono works. Like when Jono decides he's going to do something, he does it, and he doesn't just do it. He does it better than 90% of you out there. I think that's an Eminem lyric that I was trying to copy there. And it was super awesome. It was good times, man, back then. The Sock Gang, man. Shout out to the Sock Gang, babies. Anyway, dudes, listen. It's a bunch of notifications that I need to catch up on here, man. Sheesh, all of this madness has got me all confobulated. And we're back on Mushroom Island. You'll love to see it, man. Where was I? Oh, yes. So, Shadow Panther, 31-month resub. Shadow, one of our greatest supporters here on the channel. Big shout out to you, Shadow. Thank you so very much for everything that you've done for me over the years. And I do see that you've also come in hot with some subs. We'll get to that in a second. Kilgore also with another gifted sub to Cake Poet. And Satinbot with the biddies to the face. Does Gigacorp have benefits? Asking for a friend. It does. Gigacorp is the greatest corporation to work for in the Gigaverse. The greatest. Very good salaries, pension for life, health, dental, and all the other things. Gigacorp for life, people. Another JT. What's happening, baby? Thank you very much for the biddies, man. All these memories taking me back to the olden days. Indeed, JT. Indeed, my friend. It's been a long time, man, that we've been doing this together, you and me. Shadow Panther, thank you for the 20 gifted subs, Shadow. That is super generous of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And guys, please do help me out, man. If you get a gifted sub from one of these amazing Gigacorp employees, I guess they're Gigacorp bosses, right? If you are hired by one of these Gigacorp bosses, yeah, that's okay. Things are coming together, man. Even to this day, we are still struggling to figure out the nomenclature of this season on Twitch, right? But yeah, maybe the sub-bombers are like Gigacorp bosses. You know, they are department heads. And when they drop subs, they're making new hires, right? So if you're a new Gigacorp hire, thanks to one of the department heads, in this case, Shadow Panther 94, please do say thank you. Please help me out, man. There's just so much generosity in this community that it's quite difficult for me to keep up at the best of times. Let's pick ourselves up some shulker boxes here, guys, so that we can actually begin the process of collecting mud. That is our primary goal for this stream, so we better get going. Time is running out, and 0 mud has been collected thus far. Proggative Original Streamer. What's happening, peoples? What happens? Right, we're just going to, like, shift some stuff around also. Do you guys also do this when you play Minecraft? You just move things from one inventory to another inventory, and you just keep doing that over and over again, because that's how I roll. This be how I roll, people. Here we go. There's another one. Oh, there's a bunch of copper in that one. Why is there a bunch of granny armor in here, man? I think this must have been for the King's Labyrinth. Hold on, can we chuck all this granny armor out of here? Yeah, let's chuck all of this. This can all despawn. We don't care about granny armor anymore. There we go. And there's another one. I mean, I don't know how many shulker boxes of mud we want to collect here. I guess we'll just take enough shulker boxes to, you know, maybe we'll take like 8 or so. Just as a nice round number here. Thank you again, Shadow, for the 20 gifted subs. And my Kettle Lab with the 8-month resub. Brassy's here with some more biddies too. Ren Bob Cameo, triple hearty face. What's happening, guys? All you Ren Bob fans, man. Love to see you all. I'm trying to remember Lebowski quotes now, man. Dang it. I need to watch Big Lebowski again. It's been a couple years. This aggression will not stand, man. They peed on my rug, man. It really tied the room together. Oh, greatest movie ever made, people. Anyway, let's get ourselves prepared here, guys. I think that's going to be enough shulker box action. Now, I want to spend as much time out there as possible. I don't want to have to come back. So I think what we'll do is take an ender chest with us, plus bed action. Let's take ender chest. This is the Silk Touch pickaxe. And let's head out to the mangroves, to the swampage, start collecting ourselves a bit of mud. If you just joined us, our plan this season is to do some terraforming out here. This is our industrial district, where we're building some redstone farms. And I'd like to turn all the mycelium into mud. This is a new block from 118 that I've not yet really had a chance to use. And I think it's going to look pretty fantastic out here as a replacement for mycelium. It has that like industrial feel to it. Almost like it's like a big oil spill or something, like the dirt is really dirty, filled with like iron shavings and oil and stuff like that, right? And I think that's going to match our industrial vibes really, really nicely. So it's going to be a massive terraforming experiment that we're going to undertake here, friends. Brassy, thank you for another gifted sub. Looks like there is another amazing person in the house today. Plet Thalassa is here. Hey, guys. Big shout out to Thalassa. And Brassy Chassis is also here with a gifted sub to the Brass Geologist. Thank you, Brassy. Kilgore with a 46-month resub again. Jeez, Kilgore. Thank you as always, friend. And Brassy's here with some biddies too, and my Kettle Lab. I think I'm all caught up on the notifications, friends. Jeez. Thank you, everybody. Oh, there's a ender chest down here already. Okay, so check it out, dudes. Let's get into the Gigabug. This is our plan. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to get some shears, actually, because... Oh, you know what? I don't think shears break this block, though, right? This stuff. What is this stuff? Do shears break this? No, they don't break this. It is so annoying. What breaks... Okay, so axes break this. Mangrove roots. So we are going to churn through our axe, getting through the roots. We probably need to like clear the roots first. Actually, this gives me a good idea for a shop, right? I mean, this is a great way for us to get a bunch of stock of mangrove roots, which I don't think there is much of on the server at the moment. I mean, not that it's a very pretty block to use, but whenever there's profit available, people, we need to be thinking about it, right? Maybe we could make like a mangrove shop or something. All right, let's get busy, guys. I tell you what, let's clear all the roots away, and then we can start picking up the mud. And of course, the plan here is just to get... I think I want to try and get enough mud so that in my next episode, I can create a section of the island in its new terraformed state. Let's quickly check in with the Chihuahua. Oh, look at that. The head's popping out. Oh, look at him. It's so adorable. He is fast asleep. Head squished into the back of his dog basket right now. Always remember, though, that one ear sticking out. That radar. Just making sure that he's aware of what's going on in the world right now. Though he's asleep, that ear is always listening. Look at that. The one ear just keeps sticking out. Tell you what, man, this is a tough life for this dog. This dog is having a very tough life. Sheesh. Somebody call the SPCA. Anywho, let's get the bed down and let's get some snoozing of our own going here, guys. We can begin a brand new fresh day in Minecraft. Get rid of all of them roots and try get some mud into the belly. Good to see you all out there, by the way, guys. I hope you had a great, fantastical week wherever you are in the world. I've had a good week so far, I must say. This has been the first week since I've been back from Canada that I've got back into the workflow. For the majority of January, I've spent the time planning what I want to do for this year in Season 9. I pretty much spent most of January in creative, designing some new... you know what I'm going to do here, guys? Let's start a recording. I'm going to make a replay mod for the next episode of us clearing this area here. I've spent most of January planning for what I want to do this year. And yeah, I've been in my creative world a lot, just sketching out a bunch of stuff. I showed like all of the things that I want to do this year in my last episode. And one of them being an awesome iron farm created by Netstalker from the Gigacorp Redstone division. And another one being... an upgraded version of my sorting system from Season 7. So those are the plans. Those are the plans that I have for this year. Or at least for the start of this year anyway. These two like really large redstone projects. We're going to be working on the iron farm probably mostly together here on stream, because it is going to be just a bunch of very tedious, grindy villager moving work. Yeah, not really looking forward to that, if I'm completely honest. Although I've got some really good hints and tips from viewers in the previous episode on how to do that a little bit easier. I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream, though. I did do a herpaderp this week, guys. A big herpaderp. Because I'm a professional content creator. I created my first episode for 2023, which was episode 26 of Hermitcraft. And, you know, it took a couple days to do it. Super excited, made sure it was top quality as always. Released the thing on Wednesday night, I think it was. And usually after I release a video, I switch off. I don't do any more work until the next day. So I didn't really like check on it and stuff like that. You know, in the first hour or so, I heart like a bunch of comments that I get from viewers. And, you know, after about an hour or two or so, then I just switch off. Next day, check the performance of the video, you know, as if you're a YouTuber. That's generally what you do. You wake up, you have a cup of coffee, you have some breakfast, you check your YouTube studio on your phone, check how your previous video is done, read some of the comments, you know. Well, that's what I do anyway. And views not great. And I was like, uh-oh. I've broken something. Something's happened here. And after further inspection and further investigation, turns out I didn't add any tags to the video. So the video went out naked, as we call it in the business. Which means without tags, YouTube could only classify where it should go from the title, the description box, and transcribing my the script, like what I say within the video. So it would have caught keywords like Minecraft and Hermitcraft and stuff like that. But, you know, without the actual targeting tags in the tag section of the video, it's much harder for YouTube to put the video in its right place, right? So for a moment I was panicking, thinking, oh no, I went on holiday for too long, my channel's dead. But actually it was just user error. It was a herpaderp. So, you know, I'm actually very glad that that was the case. Because now there's a very clear explanation as to what's going on, and it was just me being a fool. Also got some more bad news today, guys. It's been a weird up and down week, man. It's been a great week because I'm back on the grind and back on schedule. But yeah, a couple of weird things have happened. One with the tags of that video. Another one got a court summons this morning. Yeah. In the mail, I got a notification or a notice from Her Majesty's government requesting my presence at court unless I pay a fine of £800. That is literally what the letter says. It says, you know, in fancy Queen's English, you know, report to court on this date, unless thou dost payeth a fine of £800. Very, very confused I was. Actually thought it might have been a prank, you know, from a viewer, you know, like a doxing or something like that. Because the document didn't explain anything. It just said, pay the fine of £800 or go to court. Like, that is what the document says. And then it gives me information on how to pay the fine, basically. And also information on how to go to court. So, I had to phone Her Queen Majesty's Royal Court to try and figure out what the heck was going on with this message. After about 20-30 minutes on hold, got through to a very, very helpful lady over at His Majesty's Court. I do apologize. Of course, we are in the era of King Charles now. And that is my fault. Sorry. Very, very many years of referring to Her Majesty. It's going to take a while for us to all adapt. His Majesty's Court did I phone. And did I chat to a very lovely lady who helped me out and helped to explain why His Majesty's Court doth fined me £800, which is a lot. You know, it's like rent for a month. Yikes. Turns out also human error. My human error, of course. And basically what has happened is that I failed to register, or I failed to tax my vehicle correctly. So when I moved out of London in 2016 is when I moved out from London. I moved to the west of England. And I moved to a very small town. And after about a year or so, I just got myself a little car, a little VW Golf. And at the time, I bought this car from a reputable Volkswagen dealer. You know, it was a second-hand vehicle. It had 50,000 miles on it. It was nothing fancy, just a car that I could use to get around. And, you know, I thought to myself, okay, if I'm going to get myself a car, this was the first car that I ever got for myself in England, because I lived in London for a while, so I only ever used the public transport system. But out here in the country, I did try, because, you know, you don't really need a car in a country with an excellent public transport system. But out here in the country, the public transport system isn't that great. I mean, you're talking about a bus like every 40 minutes. Which means you have, you know, if you miss the bus, like you miss your day trip or whatever you're trying to do, like it can be quite difficult to keep on it. And most people out here in the country, everybody's got a car out here. Anyway, so I got this little car, right? In my second or third year out of London. I can't remember exactly when. And I was not really aware of some of the rules about having a vehicle in England. By the way, I want to say a big shout out to Talking El Gato. Talking El Gato. Gracias for the 47 party raid, man. Thank you very much, Gal Gato. Or El Gato. Appreciate that, dude. That is very kind of you. Welcome to all the gatos. I don't know what a gato is in Spanish. What is a gato? Oh, is it a cat? No. Oh, God. I don't even know if gato is a Spanish word. Hardena, also thank you very much for the biddies. Not sure if you already know, but you can compost mangrove roots. Oh, I did not know that. Stars here with some biddies too. Ren, they're not mangrove roots. They're gigacorp free standing water containers. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Anyway, thank you, Algato. It is a cat? I thought it was a cat. Yo hablo español un poquito, ¿sí? Y comprende no mucho. I don't even know if that was Spanish. It's been a long time since I spoke Spanish. What was I saying? Okay, yes. So I got this letter, this summons to court from His Majesty's Royal Court. Because I got this car. Now, yeah, I got this car, right? So I got this car like in 2016 or 2017, something like that. Now, in South Africa, where I'm originally from, most people get cars who can afford them when they turn 18. Because in South Africa, the public transport isn't that great either, or it wasn't when I lived there many, many years ago. And those of us who were fortunate enough were able to get a car when we were 18. A little bit like in America, I suppose, when when you turn 16, you get a car. But in South Africa, things are like pretty... What's great about South Africa in many ways is that it is a country of freedom, right? There is no big brother looking over your shoulder. There is no bureaucracy monitoring and fining you for any misdemeanor that you may do while you live in the country. England is known as the big brother state, and it's called this because you pretty much can't get away with anything in England. Especially in the big cities. For example, in London, there's something like... I can't remember the exact stats now, but I remember reading about it. There's something like there is a camera on 90% of all traffic lights or something like that. Like some ridiculous number. Basically, the entire city is under surveillance. And these days, it's all automated surveillance too, right? It's all number plate recognition and whatnot. A good example of this actually is many years ago. My mum came to visit me in London, and she came to stay with me when I was living in a house share of South Africans. This is now we're going back. Now we're going back. Now we're going back to 2013 or so, around there, maybe even earlier than that. Anyway, Mum came to London to visit me, and I rented a car because we wanted to use the car to drive out of London and go travel through England. And at one point, we were just at that point I lived in Zone 4 in London, which is kind of like in the outskirts of London, or not necessarily outskirts, but it's not central London, right? So you wouldn't expect as much traffic enforcement as you might in the center of London. And on the day that we decided to go on our road trip to the north, we decided that on the way we wanted to pick up some padkos, which in South Africa, in South African or in Afrikaans, which is the language I'm speaking here, padkos translates to road food, is the direct translation. And Mum was like, I was like, well, maybe we should just stop at a petrol station or something. And Mum was like, let's stop at a petrol station. I was like, no. Let's just, there's a little cafe here, like a corner store or whatever. Let's just stop here. And it was a yellow line there, It was about 7 o'clock in the morning. We were trying to make a nice early start to the journey. There wasn't much traffic on the road and whatnot. And I just stopped and Mum said that she would pop into the corner store real quick, get us some sandwiches, some Cokes, just some padkos, right? Some road food. And I must have been on that yellow line for like 5 minutes tops. And, Mum got the padkos. We went off on our adventure, had a wonderful time. Spent the whole day traveling north. Couple weeks later, guess what arrives in the mail? £150 fine. There's a picture of me sitting like an idiot in the car on the yellow line, picture taken by one of the traffic lights on one of the, or taken by a camera on one of the traffic lights. So you're a sitting duck basically in England. You do anything wrong, traffic related, you're gonna get got. Whereas in South Africa, you obviously can't just do whatever you want. Of course, in the city centers in Cape Town and Johannesburg, Durban, these are, they are very first world-like cities. There are parts of South African cities that you will think is the first world. Lots of technology, lots of everything that we have in the West, we also have in Johannesburg and Cape Town. And if you're messing around in the center of town, speeding and whatnot, you're going to get caught. But it's way less likely, right? It's a bit of like a Mad Max situation out there in South Africa. And that's what I was used to, right? So I came to England from South Africa, and I wasn't aware of how much bureaucracy is involved in having a motor here in England. Now, when you pick up a motor here in England, you must, by law, have insurance, which I think is a good thing, right? That just makes sure that everybody is covered in the case of an accident, and that makes perfect sense to me. Thou shalt also always MOT your car, which is basically a test that you have to put your car through at the end of every year to prove that it's roadworthy. So you bring the car in, and an engineer goes over it from top to bottom and gives you an MOT certificate. And as long as your car is MOT compliant, you are allowed to drive it on the road. And I'm sure this is probably quite standard now for most countries. You obviously have to have an up-to-date driver's license, of course. That is just bog standard for anywhere in the world. The difference is, though, in England, it's everything is a lot more interconnected, so to speak. So, your license is very much within, especially if you get caught doing something, your license and your address are inputted and stored within the database of the DVLA, which is the Motoring Society of England or whatever, or the enforcement agency. And should you get caught once, your face and all your details are in the system forever, and that's it for you, man. You are done. In South Africa, you can get away with some things every now and then, If you've been caught speeding on a highway, for example, and, you know, you might be, depending on how hot the day is, if it's a very hot day and perhaps the traffic warden is, you know, not that interested in doing the paperwork for the fine, you might be able to sweet talk him out of the fine and letting you off, right? Not in England, man. It's all automated. Once that camera goes click, you be paying the fine. Anyway, there's one more thing that you have to do also, which I wasn't really aware of because this thing doesn't exist in South Africa, or perhaps it doesn't exist in the way that it does here. And this is what I have learned today is called vehicle taxing. And basically, you have to pay a tax for your vehicle. Now, it's interesting because when I first bought my car in England, I was actually quite shocked at how cheap it was, right? When you look at like the sale price of a second-hand vehicle in England and you compare it to the sale price, for example, of a second-hand vehicle in South Africa, for example, it's cheaper. And I always wondered to myself, why? Why are vehicles in England cheaper? They are actually not cheaper because once you add up all of the other costs, the MOT, the road tax that you have to pay, the insurance, all of that stuff, it ends up being, you know, the same, if not more expensive than anywhere else. Oh, plus our fuel is insanely expensive. Maybe not as expensive as America right now, but it's getting there. Anyway, so there's this thing called this road tax or vehicle tax that you have to pay every year. Now, there is another law, and this is the law. When you move to a different address, you have to inform the government that you have moved and you have to give them your new address. Obviously, that makes sense, right? From a bureaucratic's perspective, they want to know where the vehicle is, so that should it be stolen, you know, the correct insurance and whatnot can be applied, etc., etc., etc. It makes perfect sense to me, right? Trouble is, I didn't know this law. And the place where I live now is actually the place that I moved to a few years ago. Those of you guys who've been with me for a while, you will remember that we, when we first moved out from London, we moved to a very small, dingy little apartment behind a chip shop. Literally behind a chip shop, a fish and chips shop. Like you had to walk past, and my father can attest to this because he came to visit me in this place a few years ago. To get to my house in those days, you had to walk past the bins of the fish and chip shop. Now those bins were filled with old fish and chips oil, you know, fish heads, scales, bones, and whatnot. So to get to my place of residence, the first time that my mum and my dad came to visit me in England to see where I lived, I had to walk them past this festering bin of rotting fish. It was a very proud moment in my life. And although I was embarrassed, I must give huge credit to my father because we went into the house and it was, you know, it was a small house, but it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it, you know. I kept it as well as I could. It was a very old house from the 70s. It was extremely cold in the winter. The heating didn't work properly. It had all of those problems, but it had a certain charm about it. And, you know, once we got there, once my parents came to visit me there and, you know, they sat down in the TV room and I got my dad a beer and my mum a glass of wine and whatnot. And my dad just looked at me and said, "Son, I'm so proud of you. You've done so well here." And that was a moment that I'll never forget about my dad. That was a really amazing moment that for me that I will never forget. Anyway, it was within that house that I purchased this vehicle. And of course, at the time, when I purchased this vehicle from a reputable Volkswagen dealer, he helped me set up all of my insurance and all of that, right? So part of the, you know, I had to pay him an administration fee for the car. I didn't buy the car from a newspaper or something, right? It was done legitimate. Because that's also something else that my father has taught me, is that if you're going to do anything in life, do it properly. Because if you do it on the cheap or you like cut corners to get it done, it inevitably comes back and bites you in the ass. And you end up paying double what you might have paid in the first place. And, you know, I've always thought that's true. And I think it's also quite true when it comes to buying secondhand cars. I think if you do proper research about secondhand cars, you can probably find a really good deal. But let's be honest, most people are not willing to put in the time to really look for a good secondhand car, right? Because it is very time consuming. If you're going to do it without a dealer, you've got to find the cars in the newspaper or online, and then you got to go and see the car. You got to inspect it. You got to know what you're looking for. You got to research the history on the car, and you know, you do that for 10, 20 cars. I mean, you're talking, you know, tens of hours, if not hundreds of hours. And who has the time for that, right? And I think most people just, you know, that do that sort of give up halfway through and then just go with whatever option looks the best and then end up getting a car that's rusted or something and getting screwed. And that harps back to what I was saying a bit earlier. If you're going to get something done, do it properly. Anyway, so this dealer, he was from Wales. He helped me out with the car. He got all the paperwork and all the insurance and all of that stuff done for me. And I was feeling good, man. I had all the paperwork, everything. It was sweet. I mean, I even remember the day because I love this car, man. It's only the second car that I've ever had in my life. The first car I had was in South Africa, and it was a City Golf, which is a car that I think it's a Volkswagen. I don't think you can actually get them outside of South Africa, or at least in very few countries. Let me show you guys what it looked like, actually. I want to give you some context here. Okay, here we go. Hold on one second. Let me get this going. There we go. This is actually the exact car, except mine was called a City Golf. But it was a red Volkswagen City Golf, like this, but red. That was my first car. This car was called Maximus. And I loved it so much. It was like this. This was it. Such a sweet car, man. I loved it so much. And I put on like maybe 70, 80,000 kilometers on that car. I had it for about 5 years. From when I was 18 to just before I came to England, which I guess I was... Maybe I had it for even longer then. Maybe I had it for almost a decade then. I don't know. I had it for ages. And you know what? It never broke down. The only time it ever had to go into the garage is because I smashed it. I had a couple accidents in my youth. Whoops. Could talk about... I'll talk more about those one day. And an interesting story about that car. My father actually bought it from a police auction in South Africa. And I actually got stopped once on my way to... I used to drive from Johannesburg in the north to my university in the south of South Africa. It was about an 11-hour drive. And on one of those drives, I got stopped for speeding. And the traffic officer had a look at my serial number in the engine, and he called my serial number in, and it was reported as stolen. So the officer was like ready to arrest me. Because, you know, the date, obviously, the office that he had phoned didn't have the correct database, right? And, you know, I had to say, no, I promise you, my father bought this for me. I promise you, he bought it at a police auction in Johannesburg. You know, I had to, like, try give him the details of the police auction. I think I had the auction slip in the cubby hole or something. You know, it was a long time ago. I can't remember how it got resolved. But yeah, there was a moment where the car's legitimacy was questioned. The amazing thing about that car is that I sold it for the amount that my dad bought it for. So my dad bought it for me for my 18th birthday. Or maybe it was my 21st birthday. I can't remember. I think it was my 18th or 19th. It's quite a long time now, guys. I'm 7 years old now, okay? It's a long time ago. I think I had the car for 8 years or 9 years or something like that. So that was the only car that I had in South Africa. Then I came to England and I lived in London for about 10 years. 8 or 10 years, something like that. And I didn't have a car in England, in London. I mean, you're a maniac if you have a car in London. It's insane. The traffic is ridiculous. The congestion charge is outrageous. Yeah, I don't know, man. You got to be you got to love cars to have a car in London. And so when I left London, now, how many years ago now? 2016, so sheesh, 6 years ago. When I came out here to the country, I thought, okay, well, now's the time to get another car, right? And of course, what car was I going to get? Well, you know, my favorite. Of course I was going to get another Volkswagen. Once a Volkswagen man, always a Volkswagen man. Let me see if I can find you my current car. Golf GTI 2000 and what is it? 2013, is it? Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, my current car looks like this. I didn't get a red one though. But it's not actually a GTI. I wish it was a GTI. It's a TDI. Yeah, it looks like this. It's like a silver color. It's a very normal car. There we go. That's it over there. So that's what I got myself back then. I was so happy. It was the greatest moment in my life, man, at the time when I drove that car out of the secondhand car lot. You know, it was the first car that I managed to buy for myself. I mean, obviously I was paying it. I'm still paying it off to this day, in fact. You know, I didn't buy it cash. But it was the first car that, like, I got for myself that, you know, my dad didn't get for me, you know? So it was a very proud moment for me as an adult, I suppose you want to say. And I got the car, and you know, I kept the car. Funny story: there was no parking at the apartment that I lived there, behind the fish and chip shop. There was no parking there, and in fact, that was on a main road. So I couldn't park on the main road. The only way that I could park this car in that last place that I lived is I had to rent someone's parking space in a suburb about half a mile away from my apartment. So the car was like in another part of the town. Had to rent this parking space. Luckily it wasn't, you know, it was cheap to rent because it's the country, and you know, I think it was like $10 a month or something to rent the parking lot, the parking space. So that wasn't too bad. But yeah, you know, I had to, it was like a 5-10 minute walk to get to the car. I remember when my mum came to visit me there, and the first time I drove there, I parked in this parking space, and my mum was like, "Oh, this is a nice road. Where's your house?" And I was like, "No, mum. My house is miles from here. We have to walk." You know, to carry your suitcases all the way there. Oh, man. Anyway, so I got this freaking car, right? And this Welsh car dealer did all the paperwork for me, did all the insurance and whatnot. Now, as I said, there is a law in England that if you move house, you must declare where you're moving so that you can continue to pay your car tax every year, right? You have to pay a car tax every year. And when I moved out of that apartment and moved to this house, which I moved to at the beginning of 2020, January 2020, just before lockdown. Coming from South Africa, where this car tax thing doesn't exist in the way that I know. I mean, maybe South Africa has car tax, but my dad just paid it for me. And I didn't know, you know, that I had to pay it. I don't know. I don't know if car tax is just a British thing. Either way, I didn't realize that and it was my stupidity. Of course, I would have to have told the government that I moved to a different place so that they could keep track of my car, obviously, right? But I didn't do that. And, you know, the years passed by. A couple of years have gone by now since then. And, of course, the government have been writing to me back at my old apartment, at the apartment behind the fish and chips shop. And they've been saying, you know, Rendog, you got to pay your car tax. If you don't pay your car tax by X, your fine will be increased. The first price to pay car tax is £80 if you don't pay your car tax. And, of course, that goes up every time you don't pay it. So many, many years later, obviously, I had paid all the way up maybe to 2017, or was the last time I paid, or 2018. Already a few years had gone by the time I received this letter in the post, right? And each time the fine increases, and of course there's interest to be paid on it, and that's how it can accumulate all the way up to what it is now, £800. And luckily last year, I was having a look at my driver's license in my wallet, and I noticed that my my address on my driver's license was my old address. And I was like, you know what? I better update this. So, you know, I use the online system in England to update my driver's license. It's an incredible system. You log in. You know, you put your details in. You upload a new picture of yourself. You press enter. And then a week later, a new driving license arrives in the post with your updated physical address. Amazing. By doing that, however, I gave His Royal Highness's Royal Court my latest details, right? His Majesty's Court now knew where I lived. And so, this morning, I received a letter from His Royal Majesty's Court with a fine of £800 for not having paid my road tax for the last 5 years. I did speak to the to a legal, a free legal aid or whatever over there to ask what I could do about it. And they suggested maybe I could dispute it and say, well, I didn't receive the correspondence because the correspondence was going back to my old address. However, that would mean that I have been driving the car without a road license for a while, if indeed I have been driving the car, of course, allegedly. And that might, you know, involve me having to go to court and whatnot for that. And the suggestion was just pay the fine. So that's what's happened. And so it's been a bit of a roller coaster of a week, guys. I forgot to add tags to my first video of 2023. Bad. I released my first ever YouTube short ever in the history of the Rendog channel. Good. And I got fined by the king for £800. Bad. Amethyst Frog, thank you very much for the bid. He's just got my Gigalog shirt, wearing it right now. Got the sunset one, and it's so cute. Love it. Glad to finally get merch of yours. Oh, that's so awesome, Amethyst. I'm so glad you got it, and I hope you love the quality of it. Corrales and I were very, very adamant that the quality of that merch was top-notch. We really didn't want to allow low-quality merch to go out. So I hope it is to your satisfaction, and I hope you're enjoying the shirt. The sunset one's one of my favorites, too. That's awesome. So yeah, anyway, I have no idea how I got onto that subject. But I suppose that was a brief history of the last 6 years of my personal life, I suppose, involving my little vehicle. My new car is called Maximus 2, by the way. And I do love the car very, very much. And luckily, in this new place that I have here, I have a little driveway that I can park the car in. Which is fantastic. So basically the house that I used to live in, right? Let me show you. Okay, I'm gonna build it for you, right? Let me build it for you. So this was, okay, here we go. You guys ready for this? Let me lay this out for you. This was the main road of the town, right? This is the main road, or one of the main roads of the town. There was a chip shop over here, a fish and chips shop. Okay, fish and chips. You had to go through a very janky door here, okay? And the bins were over here. The stinky bins were over here, because the fish and chip shop was over here. Right? Here was the fish and chip shop. Oh, you want some fish and chips? And there was a door here, and the bins were over here. My little apartment was here, at the back. Okay? And over here was the town center's bus station. So at approximately and there was a window in my apartment that looked over the bus station. This was like a massive car park for buses that, you know, 10 buses would come into at like 5 o'clock in the morning and all start reversing and beeping. So I got woken up every morning at like 4:30 without fail. My bedroom was like here. And a bus used to stop right here, right next to my bedroom. And in winter, the driver would just leave the bus on, right? To keep warm. And it would make my whole apartment rattle. It was nuts, man. That was nuts. So that was where I lived. My car was parked like over here. From the apartment. Where I live now, my house is literally a box. It's a double-story house. So downstairs is like my office, the kitchen, and the television room. And then upstairs is my bedroom, my bathroom, a guest room, and like a cupboard room. And then I have like a tiny little driveway over here. And then my driveway is over here. And in the back, I have like a tiny little garden. It's adorable. My garden is literally a square, people. It's the most modular... it's the most modular house I've ever seen. The house is square. It is a square. The lawn is a square. It's probably like 8 meters by 8 meters. 9 by 9, something like that. It is a square. Oh, man. It's adorable. I love it very much. It's great. So anyway, dudes, let's take a gander. How have we done here? We've done pretty well. We haven't even started collecting mud yet, but that's fine. We needed to clear all the mangrove rootage anyway before we could start collecting the mud. Just a little bit more to go here, it looks like it. Yeah, Peanut Gallery says, can't wait to see the replay. Yeah, in the replay we're going to be building my house, my IRL house. Right, inventory clearage, and let's continue, shall we? Katie Fran, 31 months in a row with the Ren digging it down. Oh, you know it, baby. Thank you very much, Katie. And Abrasi with the 100 biddies saying, Ren's old apartment was literally a Shake Shack then. Yeah. Exactly. Where did I build the houses and things? What? I'm confused. Oh, there. We've actually like moved quite a lot of route here, guys. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. Bubbleman says, do you afford your house off of Minecraft streams and videos alone? Yes, I am a full-time content producer. That is correct. Without the support of these incredible people on Twitch and the people that watch me on YouTube and my supporters on Patreon and everybody who picks up merch and all that sort of stuff, I wouldn't be able to afford it. Which is why I'm incredibly grateful for all of you out there. No matter whether you're watching, whether you're supporting, everything keeps me going, man. Lets me do what I love doing most, which is entertaining you. Symbiosis, people. That's what this is called. By the way, we have got some notifications from another direction coming in. Some very generous donations coming in here, speaking of which. Curls of Doom, thank you very, very much. For that donation. Started donating for that fine. No. Guys, I messed up. It's my fine to pay, not yours. Please, do not pay my fine for me. But thank you very much, Curls of Doom, for the very generous donation there, my friend. Wishing you an inspiring and wonderful 2023. Thank you. Fandom Manon also with a very generous donation. Thank you very much, Fandom Man, and that's very kind of you. Thank you. Red Shirt here also with a brand new subscription in the house, guys. Man, so many. I think this is like one of the days with the most new subscribers that we've had in like many, many months. Thanks to all the new subscribers, guys. Thank you very much. Where are we at now? 630 subscribers. Damn, nice. Very, very nice. Thank you, guys. This is kind of annoying here, right? Like clearing the roots out of the quagmire pond. You know, this water... Like, is it just me or does this water seem like it would smell? You know? You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of a lagoon smell. Do you guys know what that smells like? On the east coast of South Africa, there is a place that my family and I go to for holidays, and we have gone to for, well, since we were children, really. And on the East Coast, there's quite a few coastal towns, and many of them have saltwater lagoons. You know, these are like big bodies of water that connect to the ocean, but go quite deep inland, and they get flushed out every morning. Or, you know, with the high tide and the low tide, they get flushed out, right? And when I look at this stretch of water, it reminds me of what those saltwater lagoons smell like. When I was a kid, my brother and I used to go and play in the lagoons quite often. And one of our favorite things to do was to try catch prawns. In American, I think you guys call them shrimp, right? Mud shrimp, basically. And the way that we used to do it is with, I think we used to use Coke cans. And we would use we used to use Coke cans, and we would use a can opener to take one side of the Coke can off. And then what you would do is you would find a prawn hole, right? Because they burrow, and they make these like connecting tunnels in the mud. And you'd push into you'd put the Coke can with, you know, the open side of the Coke can on the hole, and you'd push down really hard. And the air would force the prawn to like pop out somewhere else. So you'd like go shoo, and you press down on the Coke can and would jet the poor prawn into the air. And, you know, they would pop out somewhere else, like a meter away. You just see this little prawn like flying, you know. And you could only do this in low tide, of course, right? When all the water had gone, and you could just sort of see the mud like this. And my brother and I used to just go and like push prawns and catch them. And then we used to fish with them with my dad on the beach. And we used to catch things like, I think it was called pencil bait or something, which is this really weird, like, long clam that almost looks like a long finger. And the way that you catch it is you stick, like, a coat hanger down a hole, and then it clamps onto the coat hanger, and then you pull it out of its hole. Kind of cruel, actually, now that I think about it. But, you know, we were kids. But yeah, that's the smell that I'm picking up in my brain, man. Smells that, like, you know, and we always used to go there in summer, so it would be hot, you know. It's like 30 degrees Celsius. There's that steamy smell, you know, that like muggy, almost rotten swamp smell, you know. That's basically the smell of my holidays. To me, it's a wonderful smell. But I can certainly see how it might be offensive to a more sensitive schnoz. Speaking of sensitive schnozzes, shall we check in with the Chihuahua real quick, guys? Still fast asleep, head squished into the back of the dog basket. I just heard him snoring, so he is still doing well. Ear still up, listening. Always listening. Low 88, thank you so very much. Wow, that is a very generous donation. Thank you so much, Low. No, not for the fine, but maybe a cold beverage, winky face. Thank you, Low. I shall certainly have a cold beverage on you this weekend. Thank you. I think I might have my favorite... my favorite beer this weekend on you, Low. It's going to be a Belgian Blue Moon, which is a beer that my brother introduced to me in Canada. And when he first introduced it to me, I was confused. I'm not a drinker at all. In fact, I don't think I've had a drink in quite a number of years now. I think I had a glass of champagne at New Year's or at Christmas time with my family in Canada. But I think that's probably one of the few times in the last few years that I've actually drunk alcohol. Just not a fan, man. I just hate the way that it makes me feel in the morning. You know, I want to get up and get stuff done. And at my age, you know, at 7 years old, a hangover lasts like 4 days. You know, when you're 20 and you have a hangover, ain't nothing. When you're 7, whoo, baby. You pay for it, man. It's not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the first time he introduced me to a Blue Moon, he put a slice of orange in it. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why you put an orange in my beer, dude? What's cracking here, man? This is outrageous. This is outrageous behavior. Have you lost your marbles? He's like, no, dude. Trust me. Take a sip. And I took a sip of that beautiful ice cold Belgian blue moon with a slice of orange in it, and it blew my mind. One of the most refreshing things that has ever gone down my mouth hole. In England, I don't think they're imported, so I don't think they're easy to find. But I shall scour the internet low for a blue moon tomorrow, and I shall swig it in your general direction. Oh my giddy aunt, my dudes, we're getting a massive raid by the techs in the house. Tango in the house with frogs jumping left, right, and center all over us up in here, man. Tango coming in hot with the 1,568 techs to the face. Hearty faces to Tango. Welcome to all of the beautiful tangos in the house, man. Nice to have you all out here. We are in the middle of nowhere, collecting mud. Oh, that's the plan at the moment. We have just been clearing this area of mangrove rootage. And the plan is to collect a bunch of mud in this stream. Or that was the plan. We're not making that much progress because we're just chatting and talking about real life nonsense. But we are getting there slowly but surely. Now, the reason that we need all of this mud is because I shall be endeavoring forth upon a rather large terraforming project very shortly. And I'm going to take you all the way over here, all of you new viewers who might not have seen this before. This is, I guess, my mega base. It's not really my mega base. It's my industrial area. It's on a really large mushroom island. And I'm just building a couple of things here. This thing's called the Giga Chopper. It's a 16-cell TNT tree chopper. This is a massive creeper farm with 4 creeper cell spawners with a kill chamber above. This is a sapling farm over there, and we are in the process of building an iron farm over here. But my goal, or one of my goals anyway, for the next 6 months or so, is to terraform this island from myceliumage into muddage. I think this is a really beautiful block, and I wanna use it like on a really big scale. And I did this in season 7 where I transformed my base area into blackstone and lava, and it was super cool. And I'm kind of getting the same vibes out here. I kind of want to turn this whole island into mud, and I think it's going to go really well with the industrial vibes that we have got going on out here, you know, like all of this modular industrialness. I think it'll look pretty cool having that really dark, like iron colored mud as the base palette for it. And, well, you know, we have to collect the mud at some point. Although, I think you can make mud too, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think you can make mud. I might be wrong. So yeah, that's what we've been doing here, guys. I've been chilling here with my little chihuahua. He's currently, as you can see, under his blankie, fast asleep. Having a lovely little snooze over there. Oh, and a big stretch. And yeah, we've just been talking about getting fined IRL for being stupid, and talking about South Africa, which is the country that I used to come from. So yeah, welcome. Sit back and relax. If you wanna stick around, please do. If you want to move on to something else, that's also great. Thank you for stopping in anyway. And a big shout out to Tango for that raid, man. Very much appreciated. How is Decked Out 2 going, guys? I am so ridiculously pumped for Decked Out 2. Oh my goodness. I mean, not just me. The whole Hermitcraft server, the whole Hermitcraft community. Poor Tango, man. Tango's got to be feeling some pressure, you know? It's like the whole world is waiting for Decked Out 2. But if I know Tango, man, he is going to pull it off. Because if anybody can grind and anybody can put in the hours required to make something awesome, it's Tango, man. It's coming along really nicely. Awesome. Flood the mycelium till it's dirt, then use water bottles to turn it to mud. Oh, okay. So you can use water bottles, huh? Interesting. Is it one water bottle per mud, though. Hold on. Okay, now you got me intrigued. I want to experiment with this. So you water bottle dirt, that turns into mud. Yes, but you keep the bottle. Well, I suppose the question then remains, is it faster to collect a bunch of mud and place it down and terraform the area, or is it faster to use water bottles? I am going to say that using water bottles is going to be a terrible idea. I'm not going to knock it just yet, though. Not until I try it, but I suspect that this is going to be a terrible way to do it because water bottles don't stack, which is very annoying. Please, can we just make everything stack in Minecraft already? It's about time that happens, guys. Seriously, man. Anyway, my traditional stream rant for making items stack in Minecraft. Imagine how much better inventory management would be if everything just stacked. Everything, like all non-unique items, right? If everything just stacked. Ender pearls stack up to 64. Just make everything stack up to 64, man. Just do it. Because check it out, right? I mean, you could do this really quickly, I suppose. But then you have to, you could do 9 really quickly. Like, boom, 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 boom. Pedro says, is the industrial island north of the starter town? Not sure. I think it might be quicker to collect the mud, honestly. Yeah, if you could turn it to mud by flooding it, that would be much faster, of course. But, like, individually mudifying each block, that feels rough, man. In which direction is this island? I believe it is... Let's just quickly check in the nether, I can tell you. Doxerson says, having done both, you are 100% correct. Okay, well that's good. At least somebody else has tried it. Make a mud farm? Okay, so to get back to spawn, you got to go this way about 800 blocks, and then this way about 1,000 blocks. Facing south. So yes, the island is kind of northeast from spawn. Island is northeast from spawn. You can see the coordinates in the top left if you're really interested in it. Brassy with the biddies. Potions is my biggest pet peeve. You and me both. Added Sparkle here with the resub also. Thank you, Sparkle. Welcome. And we have another brand new subscriber in the house here too, guys. Alaric. Brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Alaric. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Added Sparkle, before even subscribing, has been gifting the subarinos. Thank you so much, Sparkles. And Dr. Metal Warrior with the biddies to the face. Hi, Ren. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite part of the crossover and who was fun to interact with during the crossover? All right, I can talk about that in a second here. Critizen Gaming here with the biddies. Hey, Ren, did you know of and check out Azuma's new inventory mod he added today? I do know of it, and I am keen to try it at some point, definitely. Little A Minor, 16 months in a row, and Disney Chica, 3 months in a row. Docs is on Twitch now with the 100 biddies. Thank you very, very much. And before that, of course, thank you to Tango again for the raid. Awesome stuff. Here are our projects for the first few months of the year, guys. I've got industrial projects and other projects. Just to bring you up to speed, we're going to be making an iron farm out here. And an auto sorting facility. And you know what? Because I can see in chat that we've got some beautiful Tango viewers here. Uh-oh. Forgot about the replay we were recording. I'm going to take you beautiful Tango folks through some of the projects that we've got planned for this season. And a big shout out to all of the Tango chatters in chat right now. I can actually see that you guys are chatting there. Thank you very much for all of the advice and whatnot you guys are throwing my way. Appreciate it. I know you guys are a Redstone community, so always great to have the Redstoners out here. We're going to be building this in the industrial area, and if you know your redstone, you'll recognize this, of course, as a modulated iron golem farm. And we probably won't make this many layers because this generates like an absolutely obscene amount of iron, and we don't really need that much. We just need enough to fuel our biggest project for the season, which is an auto sorting facility. But yeah, you know, pretty bog standard iron farm, but I think it looks really, really awesome. And this was designed by one of my redstone engineers in the GigaCorp redstone division called Netstalk. He did such an awesome job on it. Lots of his own tweaks and things to a standard design for iron farms. And this is about as efficient as you can get with the spacing and the timings and whatnot. And we're going to be using this farm to generate all the iron to create quite a few hoppers. Whee! I love watching these farms work, man. They're so interesting. But yeah, we're going to be generating a ton of hoppers because we're going to need all the hoppers in the world for an auto sorting facility. And yeah, I could just buy the iron from the iron shop, but I don't want to tax the server's iron supplies because we're going to need quite a lot of iron. I think this is it. I think this is the sketch world. Hold on. Oh no, this isn't. No, this is not. Oh yeah, this is the sketch world. This was a mini game I was working on. Yeah, this is what I want to build over here. This is an auto sorting system. I tried to build this in Season 7. Unfortunately, the week that I finished it, the season ended, so I never actually got to use it. So this season, I'm determined to actually get this thing working. So I've redesigned it from Season 7, and I've tweaked it a little bit, made it a little bit more efficient. The items now flow as fast as they can through the system. And it also uses a new delivery system, where before I was just using one dropper to spew items into the system, like just using a very simple comparator clock. This design uses 4 hoppers with a bud-powered piston mechanism. So each of these droppers triggers twice per tick, right? So it's 8 items a tick now. You could probably stack this and make more, but I don't want to overload the system too fast. I think this is an insane amount of items coming out of this thing. And they all go round and round and round, and you know, they're looking for their Impulse SV item filter, and when they find it, they will take their place in the sorting facility. And the sorting facility is designed to be as easy to use as possible. So, you know, when you get here and you want to chuck stuff into the system, you just chuck it over the edge. And that, of course, goes down into a water collection system at the bottom. And that all gets sorted out eventually. And then we just travel around. You can go up and down, right? So orange is down. So we can... Oh, wait, what? Orange is supposed to be down. Or is orange up? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've finished that level yet. Anyway, so here it's all color-coded, right? So, you know, on this level is the red level. So this is where redstone and usable stuff is. You know, the stuff that you use most of the time. Also, let me just fix some walls here too. And if you want it, blue is up. Yes, so blue is up and orange is down. And if you want to go down, you just drop down here. Of course, that'll take you down to the level below. This is like building blocks that are colored, like colored building blocks and glass and concrete and all of that sweet jazz. And then at the very bottom, I believe, is all of the foliage is layer number 2, of course, color-coded green. And all the way at the bottom, I think, is brown or gray. Yeah, down here is all the building blocks. So with this system in place, I will have very quick and easy access to, you know, all the blocks that I need for the season. And I think this is... The reason I'm doing this is because I want to save time, right? I want to save time over the course of the season. I don't, like, even want to think about how many hours us hermits spend looking through shulker boxes and chests to find stuff. It's just outrageous. Over the course of years of playing Minecraft, think how many hours are going. Think how many episodes are not made because we're looking through chests, right? I think if you put the time in to make a sorting system like this, you can have a net positive impact on your time. There's an overflow system also down here. where all the items that don't get sorted eventually end up in here. And you can also stick your shulker boxes into these deploying units here. I think I've just blocked them up at the moment. Yeah, you could add shulker boxes here if you want them to be emptied slowly. So that's our current double mega projects right now. I'm not rushing through them though. I'm taking it quite easy this season. I'm going to be completing these projects over the course of quite a few episodes. By the way, guys, look at the state of this Chihuahua. He is back. I think he was getting a bit hot under the blanket, so he's popped himself on top of his blanket now, and, well, looks like he's about to fall asleep again. It's a tough life for a Chihuahua around here, friends. Gee. I've also got some other projects that I'm working on, too. And the first thing that I want to do is set up a proper Gigalogs office with Corrales over at the Gigalogs log shop. I want to also start a mega base somewhere at some point. This isn't really like something I'm panicking about, but I'll get to this eventually. And of course, I need to make contact with Rosie. Now, if you don't know who Rosie is, well, you probably need to watch my season from episode 1. I've got a bit of a storyline going here where we are a part of a conceptual gigaverse, which is kind of like a Minecraft universe. And within the gigaverse, some stuff is happening. This stuff actually connects all the way back to what was happening with Doc and I in Season 8. And it's kind of like an ongoing lots of season-long story. And Rosie is essentially a character in the Gigaverse that is interacting with us. And, well, she delivered this thing, which is called the Gigapod. And what we need to do to get this thing fired up is insert a Genesis block into the Gigapod. And we actually stole the Empire's server's Genesis block. A Genesis block is the block at 000 of a Minecraft world. And, well, we were going to use the Hermicraft Genesis block, but guess who changed the Hermicraft Genesis block into turtle eggs? Yeah, it was Doc M77. Yoinked the Genesis block and replaced it with turtle eggs. So when we went over to the Empire's server, we thought, all right, why don't we steal their Genesis block? So we yoinked their 000 block, threw it through the rift, got it back onto this server. However, now that we're back here, Rosie is gone. I can't connect with them, man. I can't make contact with her. I don't know what's happened to her. So we have to wait for her to get back or get some communication from her before we can continue, getting the Gigapod fired up. So in the meantime, we're just focusing on some industrial projects out here. And that's generally how we do on this channel. We do a mixture of just traditional Minecrafting, technical Minecrafting, and some lore and roleplay stuff too. So yeah, if you're new and you like what you see, stick around, man. As far as it goes, thank you very much for the biddies. I don't know what I'm doing, just some bits to the face. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. All right, guys. Are we actually going to get down to the business of collecting mud today? I think we just have one more section of rootage to get rid of here. So let's get back to it, shall we? How's everybody out there doing, guys? You guys having a good Friday, I hope? How are you guys getting back into the new year? Are you guys finding it difficult to get started in 2023? I will be honest, it's to get my engine started this year did take some effort. My engine is running now, though, which is fantastic. You know, if you're finding it difficult to get going this year, I know how you feel. It's tough. The only bit of advice that I can give you is that once the engine is on, it's on, right? You just got to find the strength in yourself to get started. Because once you get started, then, just like a locomotive engine, right? Just like a train. Like once it starts running, then it's going to be going. Dee says I had no break, so no. Oh, that sucks. I do hope you get to find a little bit of time for yourself at some point. PG says, do you want to restart the replay mod? Oh, no, I think we're okay, because it's just a tiny little section over here now. Thanks, PG. This year started rough, but I'm getting by truly, says Saturn. That's good to hear, Saturn. If it's any consolation, I've had a rough couple couple of months myself. So I am myself coming out of a bit of a rough patch, but engine has begun. Engine has started. I'm feeling good. And hopefully I can inspire you to do the same. Looks like it's Mr. Fried's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Fried. Critizen is here with the biddies. Do you support small YouTube channels? Smaller channels being me. Well, it depends. Of course, I was once a small YouTube channel too, right? But yeah, it really depends, of course. Unfortunately, my life is extremely busy, so it's quite difficult to find time for stuff like that. But you know, I think we should all endeavor to do such things, because at some point we were also very small and people helped us too, you know. Hulkman says it's also my birthday. Happy birthday, Hulkman. Edie says us small YouTubers gotta support each other. That is very true too. That's how most of the successful YouTubers that you guys watch started, right? If you look at the history of Hermitcraft, for example, Hermitcraft started as a small group of content creators, just like you guys, right? Once before, all the hermits were just small YouTube channels. They got together, supported each other, and managed to build up what Hermitcraft is today. I started my career, if you will, as a YouTuber, as a single-player Let's Player, right? So my first success on YouTube was a single-player YouTube Minecraft world. All the way back in 2012. I was a part of... I wasn't quite at the very beginning like Doc and Etho, but I was close to the very beginning. And off the back of my single player world, I got invited to a server called Kingdomcraft. And guess what Kingdomcraft was? Kingdomcraft started in sort of midway through Hermitcraft Season 3. And those of... Ooh, this axe is not looking healthy, is it? Those of us who joined Kingdomcraft were all tiny Minecraft YouTubers. In fact, I think I was the biggest channel. Or maybe, no, I think Scar was the biggest channel. And my channel was tiny. And Scar's channel was big, but it wasn't what it is today, you know? And the reason we started Kingdomcraft is because we wanted to do a Hermitcraft thing, right? We loved Hermitcraft, we were Hermitcraft fans, and we also wanted to have our own Hermitcraft thing. So we started our own SMP. And then, out of nowhere, the Kingdomcraft server, most of the Kingdomcraft server anyway, got invited to join Hermitcraft. When we started Kingdomcraft, the last thing we ever imagined in a million years is that we would get invited to Hermitcraft. That was like the last thing we ever thought would actually happen. By the way, this is very annoying. This axe is terrible. We need to repair this axe. I think... How can we repair this axe nice and quickly? I don't want to go all the way back to the Ender Render. Are we going to kill some fish? We'll kill some squid. So if you are a small YouTuber, I think looking for help from big YouTubers is not the way to do it. Remember, most successful YouTubers got there the hard way, right? Most of us did exactly what you're doing now. Making content to a small audience, putting the grind in, putting the hours in. Month after month, year after year, waiting for that break. And it ain't going to come to you easy. You not only have to prove to your audience that you can do the grind and that you are worth the time, but you have to prove it to yourself too. And my suggestion to anybody who's trying to get into the YouTube game on YouTube right now, find a bunch of like-minded YouTube content creators and make a server together. Look at Empires, guys. Before the Empires server, Hermitcraft was pretty much the only SMP on YouTube, right? And those guys got together and they thought, you know what, even though Hermitcraft is the biggest, and it's scary to start an SMP because Hermitcraft is there, they were like, you know what, we're going to make an SMP anyway because we want to play with Hermitcraft together, we want to do something unique, we want to do something fun, we want to have our own SMP, and they went ahead and did it. And then a couple years later, Hermitcraft is rifting over to the Empire server. In my experience on YouTube and my experience being a content creator, if you want it bad enough, you will get it. But you've got to be ready to put the work in. You got to be ready to give up pretty much everything. You got to be ready to live a very abnormal life. A life that is not like anybody else's life. Quite a solitary life. A life focused on work for most of the time. A life where your work becomes who you are. Where who you are becomes your work. A life that takes years to build. And many, many more years than that to maintain. And you're not going to get there with a shout out from a bigger YouTuber. You're going to get there off the back of years and years of hard work. The advice that I always give to smaller YouTubers who ask me for advice is to really consider what it takes to do this. And whether or not you really actually want to do it. The idea of being a YouTuber and being a content creator is greater than the reality of being a YouTuber and a content creator. It is both the most rewarding and the most... It is both one of the most rewarding and one of the most difficult things you can ever do. It requires immense sacrifice. It requires pretty much giving your life to it. And it requires being strong enough to be able to deal with all of the uncertainties, stresses, fears, losses, disappointments that come with it. And though you may watch your favorite YouTubers and think, oh, what a great life, I want that. You really, really got to sit down and think, do you really want it? And if you do, if the answer comes back yes, then I am certain that you will succeed. Because the only way that you can succeed at this game, at this YouTube Twitch game, is wanting it so bad that you pretty much do whatever it takes to get there. And that is all I have to say about that. Beowulf, gifted sub. Thank you very much. Hey, Beowulf, how you doing? Sasha197. Now there's a name you'll love to see in the chat. Hey, I'm new, but not new, winky face. Yeah, sure, you're new, Sasha. Jeez. First stream I've made it to in at least 10 months. Been good to hang out a bit. Hope you are well. Hope you're doing well, Sasha. Oh, so nice to see your name also. Hope you're doing okay. Who's this dog? Look at the state of this Chihuahua, guys. Can you believe it, man? Have you ever seen a more comfortable Chihuahua than that? I wish with all my soul that I slept as comfortably as this dog. I've never seen a more comfortable animal than this Obi-Wan Alfonso Kenobi, man. Look at those front peats. Stretched out in front of him. Back chicken legs. stretched out behind him. Dreaming about squirrels right now, man. Right, let's clean out the inventory and the shulker boxes, because I think, and I could be wrong, but I think we are at a place now to start collecting mud. Goodness, how much time have we got left? Oh my goodness, where did the time fly today, guys? Sheesh. All right, let's make ourselves a few more chesticles here. Oh, whoops. Let's get the dog off the screen. I know some of you guys just come to watch the Chihuahua. You know who you are. But I think the majority of the viewers are here for the Minecraft. So, sorry, Obi fans. Right, let's just do some inventory readjustments here, guys. And I tell you what, we are approaching 10 PM, which is usually end of the stream, but we'll put in a little bit more time. Let's try and get ourselves a shulker box of mud. Sounds like a reasonable goal, right? So, dudes, very exciting news. Speaking of YouTubing and all of that, I mentioned it already today, but released my very first YouTube Shorts today. So, kind of excited about that. No idea if it's going to do well or if it's going to do anything. But it looks like shorts are the new thing on YouTube. So if you want to keep up with the kids, man, you know, you gotta do the shorts thing. It was a pretty easy shorts to make because Corrales is like the most hilarious human being on earth. My short is basically just Corrales. So big shout out to Corrales for being my short. Also, you know what I've noticed this evening, guys? How ridiculously high frogs jump. Also, do frogs drop heads? Because I would like a frog head. Do they drop heads? Actually, I think they do drop heads because one of the kings in the king storyline, one of the quests was to bring me a green frog head, I think. Rabbit's foot. They do drop heads. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, God. I mean, that is something straight out of Star Wars, man. What in the name of all that is holy is that? Croatian Samurai, thank you so much for the 2-month resub, man. Thanks for the greatest content and getting me through my tough times. Thank you very much for being here during all of that, Croatian. Appreciate you, my friend. We also got Brassy here with a few more biddies. I'm here for Rendog, and his cute Obi is wonderful. Bonus, 3 and Minecrafts, of course. I think I have Minecraft on the brain now. I adore the game so much. Yep, once this game penetrates your person, it's there for good, man. Also, mud is so weird, right? Like you do this weird wobble when you walk on mud. You see this? Like the camera does this weird jumping as if you're walking from like tilled earth to not tilled earth to tilled earth. Really weird, man. Super cool. I love this new biome. I think it's really awesome. We should probably start the replay mod for this. Was that a rabbit head drop there? Ren the Frog. It's Ren the Frog, people. It's in a new character for the Gigaverse, man. Ren the Frog. Ren Frog. That's awesome. Oh, we did drop a rabbit's head? Okay. Tell you what, we'll work our way back toward the rabbit head while we grind away the mud. Yeah, this is going to be way quicker than making mud, guys, for sure, right? Because you can just collect so much mud so quickly with Efficiency 5 shovel that making mud 1 block at a time with water bottles, I mean, it's just You know, on the scale that we're doing, I mean, we're going to be placing probably, I don't know, 5,000-10,000 mud blocks. Like, you don't want to be water bottling 5,000-10,000 dirt blocks, right? Seems outrageous. Sweet. I guess, like, you know what would make this much easier also is sponges. Because there's quite a lot of water around these swampy biomes, right? Oh, there is the rabbit head. Nice. Awesome. Tell you what, we'll stick that rabbit head right there to commemorate this evening's stream. Ooh, look at this lovely, like, triple patch of mud. Oh, man. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I just, even after playing Minecraft for like a decade, I still get such great satisfaction from collecting resources. Am I the only one? Do you guys feel the same? Padwa, 34 months in a row. Hey, Pads, what's happening, baby? 34. I can't believe it's been 34 months. B-Dubs has a mud maker built. Can you dispense water bottles into dirt and make mud that way? Can you automate mud production? Or do you do it with like... You can? Oh, wow. That's awesome. There's still a bottleneck, though, guys. You have to make the water bottles, right? You have to manually make the water bottles. And you have to have a massive... I mean, if you're going to, like, make... Say you're going to make 5,000 mud using a mud maker. That's 5,000 bottled waters, right? Like, the chest space alone for that amount of bottled water is just insane. Wait, you can autofill? Wait. Ooh, wait a minute. So, a dispenser with a water bottle in it, an empty water bottle in a dispenser will pick up water. Is that right? Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, just like they autofill honey. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's pretty cool. I doubt it's faster than this, though. Is it faster than this? Like what we're doing right now? Can you produce more mud than I am collecting right now? I guess what's cool about it is you can AFK, right? I guess that's pretty cool. Like, you could just go make lunch and just leave it. This is pretty fun too, though. Like, I personally find great satisfaction collecting resources, so I might be, like, a little bit different to most Minecrafters, but I find AFKing, like, really boring. Obviously, because you're doing nothing, right? I've just always been that way, man. You know? Like, my brain needs to be constantly satisfied at all times. It needs constant input to be happy. So AFKing is my idea of a nightmare, doing nothing. That's why, you know, whenever I make the TNT tree choppers, you know, for my log businesses, people always in chat are like, oh, Ren, you should just make an AFK tree farm. Why don't you just make an AFK tree farm? Just make Ilmango's AFK tree farm. And it's like, well, no. That's so boring. The tree farm is amazing. It is a feat of Minecraft engineering genius. But I like blowing up trees with TNT. Thank you very much. It may not be as fast or as efficient or whatever, but I like blowing up trees with TNT. So that's how I'm going to do it. We call it Renstone. It ain't purty, but it works. This is by far my new favorite mob head, by the way. Look at this. It's outrageous. Thank you, Papa Bear. Phil says AFK means away from keyboard, meaning you aren't sitting at your computer, meaning you are off doing something else IRL. You are making the very wrong assumption that I do anything other than produce content and play Minecraft. Yes, I agree with you. If it was the case that I had IRL endeavors to attend to, then sure. Your argument stands firm. However, this is what I do. So when I am AFK, aka if my computer is AFKing something, that means I can't do anything. Yeah, we don't go outside. Jeez. I only go outside to walk the Chihuahua. Speaking of which, what's happened with the Chihuahua? We've entered Chihuahua aubergine mode. We have... Where's that schnoz? That schnoz is tucked under the blankie, isn't it? Along with the eyeballs, right? I'm trying to get the eyeballs out of the lights. Oh, man. Imagine touching grass. No, I kid. I actually do spend quite a lot of time outside. I live in the country of England, so when I do walk, I walk Obi 3 times a day, right? So I walk him half an hour in the morning, half an hour at lunch, and half an hour in the evening. And I will walk him through, there's a forest near my house, there's a lot of country roads that we walk past. I do spend quite a bit of time in nature, I do kid. But yeah, as far as like other IRL stuff, yeah. It's something that I'm trying to improve on, by the way, because I know, I understand it's not healthy. I know this, as all content creators know this. I am trying to find a better work-life balance. The trouble is, okay, that what I do, I don't really consider work. Because I love it so much, right? It's, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, it's not work to me. It is just me. Does that make sense? I think I was trying to explain this earlier in a more poetic fashion. But what I do on YouTube, what I do on Twitch, it is me. It is me, is what I'm doing. It's not work. It's myself. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You know, I've been doing it for so long now that it's just become a part of who I am. You know, there isn't really, there used to be a different, well, I don't know if there ever was a real difference between the, when I first started, there was no difference between the YouTuber and the me of real life. And what happened was I gave quite a lot of myself to my audience. This was during my my survival series days. I took my audience along the ride with me, you know, with my real life and with relationships and stuff like that. And what ended up happening is that I let my audience into my life so deeply that when things went wrong in my life, it was like extra devastating. So I had to actually take quite a long break from YouTube to try and get my life back together. I was in some very serious debt. I had quite a messy breakup that sort of spiraled me out of control and put me into about $50,000-$60,000 debt that I needed to spend a year or two getting out of. Basically had to get 2 jobs and just work 7 days a week for a couple years to get it paid off. But when I came back, I decided that I wasn't going to give that much. I wasn't going to give as much to my audience. You know, I've continued to follow that mantra. I think if you let yourself become your work too much, I think it can get dangerous because you start to lose connection with reality. You know. And I think I felt that that happening to me the last time around. But I do some IRL stuff. I'm a golfer. I play golf, and I do that once a week. So you know. I don't want you guys to think that I'm like rotting away in front of my computer, you know. I do some other things. We are on Hermitcraft today. Indeed, we are collecting mud right now. I want to like keep a shulker box of muddy mangrove roots, and we'll keep the mud separate from the muddy mangrove roots. You know what? Let's put the muddy mangrove roots in the end shulker. Just for OCD's sake. And we can start filling up these ones now. Sweet. Okay, we're doing pretty well here, friends. Let's continue, man. I'm actually very much enjoying collecting some resources with you guys tonight. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight, guys. I see quite a few of you have remained from the Tango raid, and I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I know that Tango and I's content is quite different. Tango is way better than me at this game. And a much better streamer than me too. So I do appreciate you sticking around, man. Sticking around watching us break blocks. How much do we need? Well, we probably, I estimate between 5 and 10,000 blocks of mud. Because our goal is to cover our Mushroom Island in mud. Or at least cover the section we're working on in mud. We're building an industrial section in this Mushroom Island. And I want to terraform it into mud. Because I think the mud texture is very industrial looking. If you look at the color palette, right? It's like terracotta purple, you know, terracotta purple, browns, beiges. It's got that sort of rusty oil feel to it, you know? It actually doesn't really look like mud to me, personally. I think it looks more like oil, like an oil spill. And I think it's going to be a great block for an industrial area. Thank you, Mick. I appreciate that. Foxy's here with some biddies too, man. When you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, D-Face. Well, exactly. Exactly. And Padwa, I think I called you out already, but nice to see you again, my friend. Kind of looks like asphalt. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? A little bit maybe too much white in it for asphalt, but it looks like, you know, asphalt in the sun after rain. To get very specific on the asphalt comparison. How's this looking, by the way? We're recording a replay mod for this excavation, so we got to make sure that we're making some dramatic changes to the landscape. You know, whenever you know, we make replays using the replay mod. Well, me and anyway, like I try to make sure that the footage I'm recording is nice and dramatic, you know? Even if it means it takes me longer to do something, I want the footage to be cool. So like sometimes I'll excavate in circles or in squares or in patterns so that in the replay it just looks cool, you know? Even though it does end up, you know, taking longer to do the work in the end. Mud looks like slag that comes out of a furnace. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. How's the volume here, guys? This is I turned it down to 15, so the mud breaking shouldn't be too loud in your ear holes. I just heard a particularly grumpy snort come out of the Chihuahua. I think he's starting to get a bit tired now. It's almost time to go out for ablutions and then bed. And yeah, pretty happy that we managed to get our first short out today. Tomorrow I'd like to work on the next episode. But it's been tough, guys. I think I mentioned it in the previous episode that I'm going to be changing my approach to video production this year. And I'm struggling already, man. Basically what I want to try to do this year is spend less time per episode. So that I can get some more episodes out. last year, you know, on my holiday to Canada, I kind of had a personal review of last year and how I felt about it. And though I feel we had a really great year in Hermitcraft being the king and doing all of that cool stuff, I was personally like not 100% happy with my output. Not to say that I was unhappy with the content, but I was unhappy with the fact that I was spending most of my time editing and not playing Minecraft. You know, I've got to the point now where, you know, 80% of a Rendog video, the 80% of the time for a Rendog video is spent on editing and 20% is spent on playing. And, you know, that's not why I got into YouTube, man. You know, I'm not like a huge fan of editing. You know, I'm not a trained editor. I didn't train to be, I taught myself how to edit. But that doesn't mean that I enjoy it particularly that much. I enjoy the product at the end. You know, when I make something cool, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But to get there is, you know, painful. Especially when, you know, you're editing something for days on end. You know, by the third, fourth day of editing a video, like you've had enough, you know, you don't even want to look at it anymore. And this year I kind of want to avoid that feeling, you know. I want to enjoy like the editing process, and I think to do that I need to cut down on the editing side of things. So my plan this year is to step back from doing like an entire project in one episode. So for example, I don't know, I can't really remember now. Maybe you guys can tell me, but I think I might have made the entire creeper farm in one episode. Is that right? Or maybe I spread it over 2 episodes. I can't remember now. But what I do remember is that when I started working on the creeper farm, I knew that I could probably, you know, that I probably needed to spend a couple weeks making it. And if I just made it in 1 or 2 days, it would really burn my brain. And I think I ended up just making it in like 2 days straight. I just grinded it out, you know. And then I thought to myself, well, you know, what sucks is like you guys didn't get to come along the journey of creating that farm. I think I just made a time lapse of it, like a really quick time lapse of a build that, you know, maybe took 20 hours or whatever, and I just time lapsed it down into like 30 seconds. I don't know. The time lapse was cool, but like I think it's not really that rewarding for you guys as viewers, because it's like I might as well have just made the whole thing off camera, right? Like you didn't actually get to experience the process of building this project. And I think I've kind of lost that that a little bit in my content. And I want to get it back again, you know? I want the audience to feel satisfied with the projects that I do. Not just, I don't want the audience to just go, ooh, that was cool, right? I want there to be like an emotional connection with the work that I'm doing. Basically, I want my videos to evoke the feeling that I feel when I watch like an Etho project come to fruition, you know? Like if you go back to the way that, you know, to Etho's single player world, for example. And, you know, Etho will work on like a really amazing project, like a really awesome redstone build. But he'll work on it over the course of many episodes. And by the time it's completed, and let's face it, Etho's never completed anything. But by the time it's 99% completed, as a viewer, it's just incredibly satisfying, right? Because you feel like you went through the grind with Etho or with the creator. And I feel like a lot of us Minecraft YouTubers have maybe forgotten that, or maybe we don't value that emotional experience like we used to. And I think that's because we have all just assumed that you, the audience, want more mega stuff, right? Like you don't really want to watch that stuff anymore. You just want everything to be like super fast, you know, everything's got to be time lapsed. All these mega projects have got to be finished as fast as possible. And I'm sure there's a lot of the audience that does want that, but I'm not convinced that... Ooh, whoops, I broke that ender chest. I'm not convinced that the majority of the audience wants that. Even if the majority of the audience wants that, I, as a content producer, have never really... or at least I've always tried to not produce for the masses. I've always tried to produce for myself. But over the last few years, I've definitely felt myself being sucked into, you know, the whirlpool of mega. You know, like we've got to make everything as huge and impressive as possible, as fast as possible. And on my holiday this year, I sort of reflected on that a little bit, and I want to sort of take a back step from that, and I want to bring you guys along for the journey a little bit more, because I think that's the most satisfying feeling for the audience that I as a producer can make. At the end of it, for there to be an emotional feeling of satisfaction, right? And okay, that might not result in the most views, but I think for me personally, in my life, that'll give me the most satisfaction as a producer. But I'm telling you, man, I'm struggling with it just because for the last year and a half, you know, I've just been so focused on these, like, every episode has just got to be insane. Like, it's got to have these insane cinematics, huge projects that get completed. You know, days, back-to-back days of grinding just to get, like, a few minutes of footage. It's so ingrained in the way that I make content now that it's I'm sort of struggling to undo that. But in the next episode, I'm going to try very, very hard to do it. So, for example, this week, the first thing I thought on Monday was, okay, I'm going to finish the Iron Farm this week, right? In fact, I'm going to finish the Iron Farm in episode 27 was my very first thought. Like, we're going to build the whole Iron Farm in episode 27, done. But I stopped myself and I thought, no, let's break it up a bit. Let's take the audience with us, man. The Iron Farm's got lots of different pieces that we have to build. Firstly, we've got to get the Iron Golem killing mechanism built. Then we have to get the villagers into their chambers. We have to get them bred. We have to get them delivered into the pods. Then we've got to build the redstone to sort all the iron and all of the bone meal and all of the poppies and all of that stuff. Like, the farm has like a bunch of really interesting pieces to it that I have never built before, right? I've never made an iron farm before. This is going to be the first time that I've made one. So it's going to be a great experience for me. And, you know, I want you guys to come with me on that ride, man. So I'm going to be trying to follow this ethos this year, guys. I'm probably going to fail a lot, so please do be patient. But it's many, many years. You know, when humans form habits, it's very hard to break them, right? Like, it takes just as long to undo a habit as it took to make the habit, maybe even longer. By the way, through all of that rambling, a massive amount of bits coming in from the beautiful, wonderful Zero, huge supporter on the channel. Zero, thank you so much, as always, for helping me keep the lights on around here. That is crazy generous of you. Thank you so much. You always leave me satisfied, Rendy Face. Ah, so you guys naughty. Ready Rain Fire, 67 months, 2 to go. Oh, 2 to go for 69 months. Nice. Darth Vorthin, 8 months in a row. Thank you very much, Vorthin, my friend. Welcome back, welcome back. And thank you very much, Ready Rain Fire. We'll see you at 69, baby. You know what I'm saying. We've also got Mother of Gamers coming in here, guys, with 100 biddies to the face. Rendog, the podcast episode worked beautifully, by the way. Loved the editing, and it felt like a stream ramble. Yeah, well, it's pretty much what it was. Thank you, Mother. Appreciate that. Saturn is here also with a very generous amount of biddies, too. Thank you, Saturn. Sweet, sweet Ren, like I've said on many accounts, you are an amazing creator, Minecrafter, editor, etc. You deserve all the credit for all the hard work you put into your content over the years. You're an amazing human. Don't let the negative thoughts deem who you are today. We love you for you. We never want you to stop being you. Thank you so much, Saturn. That is very, very kind words. I do appreciate that. Oh my goodness. My very good friend Zombie Cleo coming in with the raid. We've been double raided tonight, peoples. And yes, this is my real face. Zombies, I want to see them zombie hands in chat, please. Can we get some zombie hands? My favorite emote on Twitch, guys. If you haven't seen Zombie Cleo's zombie hand emote, be prepared to see the Mexican wave of the undead. And if you want that emote, I suggest you go and subscribe to Cleo immediately. Hands down, the best emote on Twitch. You see what I did there, dudes? Hands down, because it's the zombie hands. Because hands down and I'm out. Just kidding. That was a terrible joke, though. Let's be fair. That was an awful joke. Hey Cleo and all of the beautiful zombies, what's happening, guys? What's Cleo been up to this evening on Twitch, man? You guys been hermitcrafting? I don't think I saw you on the server. What were you guys up to? Oh, wrong scene. Whoops. Boop. Progdivisional streamer, my friends. A professional. Oh, man. Oh, a Disney podcast with Scar? Now that's something worth a listen to right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, Cleo was on Hermitcraft. You were Hermitcrafting and Disney podcasting with Scar? Oh, well, I mean, you know what the beautiful thing about Scar is? And Cleo can attest to this, guys. Cleo's hanging out with us in chat, by the way. Please send a little bit of Rendog love in Cleo's direction. If you're ever short of, like, if you just want to fill a couple hours of time, right? Say you want to stream, you don't really know what to do. You know, every now and then us streamers, we do run out of ideas, you know? Like, we're not machines. We can't just, like, always have something interesting to talk about. But if you ever find yourself lacking, just, like, go find Scar, wherever he is on the server. And, you know, you can just casually walk up to him and be like, hey, Scar, what's up, dude? And he'll be like, hey, Ren, what's cracking, baby? What's happening? And you can just be like, so Scar. Whew, man, so Rogue One, am I right? I mean, that's all you have to do. That's the only line that needs to be said. Rogue One, am I right? And you'll get at least 3 hours of content, at least. Like, I mean, at some point you literally have to, you know, like when someone's talking, like you have to politely find a way out. Like, Scar, I'm gonna let you finish, but I have to take my dog out for a walk, man. And the thing is, right? It's not 3 hours of mindless drivel, as you get with a Rendog, for example, right? Like, I can also talk for 3 hours, but what I talk is nonsense and drivel. Scar can talk about Star Wars and Disney for 3 hours, and you will be hooked. The man has such an incredible knowledge and memory for these things that he absolutely loves with all of the passion in his heart that it's captivating listening to him. It really is amazing. I mean, we are truly blessed on the Hermitcraft server to have 24-hour access to a man of such incredible knowledge when it comes to Disney and Star Wars. That is true, man. Scar has incredible passion. Very inspiring indeed. Certainly one of the humans that inspires me the most. You know what Scar's really good at, guys? And this is kind of behind the scenes, right? But I think he probably does it in public too. But Scar's really good at, like, pulling you out of a dark place and reminding you that there's awesomeness. You know? He's very, very often done that for me. And very lucky to know him, man. He's a great guy. So this swamp is getting a little bit harder to farm now, right? Now that we've gotten rid of like the nice juicy patches. I think this might be like one of the last... yeah, let's just fill our inventory here. Let's just check in with the Chihuahua. It's almost... Oh my goodness, look at the state of that dog. Please take note how the one Pete is in run position. Which leads me to believe that we might just have been dreaming of chasing a squirrel. And dream ended in full stride. Right? It looks like he's in like a frozen leap. Oh, he's so damn cute. So, dudes, I would say tonight's been a rather productive stream. Not only did we clear this entire mangrove area of rootage, but it looks like we're going to walk away with a good few shulker boxes of mud, which is exactly what we came out here on this beautiful Friday to do. I told you guys all about how I have been summoned to His Majesty's court, unless I pay a fine for not taxing my car correctly. Got that notice in the mail today. Thank you, King Charles. And I shall be paying the fine tomorrow, begrudgingly. Wait, is that all the mud done already? Jeez. How many shulker boxes do we have, actually? So we don't have a shulker box of muddy mangrove roots yet. By the way, can you make muddy mangrove roots? You can, okay. So good thing we collected the roots. Etho in the house, guys. Etho! Stream says lab. Or should I say slab? Dang it. Messed it up. I was trying to be clever. It's late, dudes, okay? We've been streaming for like 3 hours. The brain stopped working correctly. You hate to see it, really. Okay, one more inventory. One more inventory, guys. All right? Then we're going to call it a night. SaturnBot here with a gifted sub to Cleo T. Thank you, Saturn. And I think I've missed a couple of notifications here too. Keyboard Spielerin in the house here with some biddies. Time lapses are great, of course, but I also really enjoyed the times of Alpha and Beta where CC's just cut up their 3 hours of playing into 15-minute vids and called it a day. Yeah, I'm not sure if those days are ever coming back. You know, back then, YouTube was such a new thing that nobody really knew what they were doing, you know? 2011, 2012, these were truly very raw days where a Let's Play a Game series was simply exactly that. It was as if you were sitting next to the YouTuber and just watching them play the game, right? It was very little editing. And, you know, I did lots of those too. I played like games like Dishonored and Witcher and all sorts of games. And that was exactly how we would make that content. You would sit down, you'd press record, and you would just play for an hour and then cut it up into 4 episodes, right? And, you know, you would watch the clock, and when you saw you were coming up to 15 minutes in the recording, you'd be like, okay, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you in the next one. Pause. Wait. Few seconds. Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Dishonored. Last time we were X1, you know, like you would just do it that way and then cut it up. That's how it used to be. But I think that the audience expectations for content has improved. I don't know how to say it. Improve is maybe the wrong word. The expectations have increased, I guess. And I don't think it's because the audience stopped enjoying that content. I think it's because the content creators themselves believed that that's what the audience wanted, that the audience wanted more produced content. And basically, the content creators are always in an arms race, right? Forever in an arms race to like make better videos, higher quality editing, etc. So the arms race is always pushing content toward Hollywood production levels, because that's how the arms race goes, right? The interesting thing though is that I'm seeing a small resurgence of more raw content coming back to YouTube. And I really love to see it, man. You know, it's really, really great to see, especially in like the vloggers, the vlog side of YouTube. You know, the vlog side of YouTube has like pendulumed from just someone talking into a webcam to like ultra high production Hollywood style videos. And now I think is sort of swinging back again toward a more casual approach. For example, like Charlie from, you know, like Moist Critical. You know, his approach is very, very casual. Like he's just chilling at his computer and he just talks about something that interests him for like 8 minutes. Which is what, to be fair, what PewDiePie, for example, did for many, many, many years. But even PewDiePie's vlogs, you could see over time, became more and more and more edited, right? He even got his own editor in, and the editor was doing like all these crazy transitions and sound effects and, you know, effects and all that sort of stuff. And PewDiePie is like a really good case point of like the power creep, you know, the arms race, if you will. I always find PewDiePie's content like a really, really interesting example of that. And because he was like the taste maker, you know, because he was always at the front of the pack, everybody just assumed that the way that PewDiePie did it was the correct way to do it. And so it was not only the correct way to do it, but also you had to do it better than him, right? So there was just this constant like arms race upwards. But I'm starting to see like in the vlog side of YouTube, people coming back to that more casual style. And honestly, I'm loving it, man. I love just like listening to someone on YouTube just talking for a bit. Because it's kind of like a podcast, you know? You don't have to watch the transitions and the editing and, you know, all that stuff anymore. Like I just want to play Minecraft and just have it on in the background and just listen. And I'm wondering whether that approach is also... Ooh, look, did Doc just get... Revenge kill? Yes! I think Doc might have just got revenge kill. Etho, you madman. Etho got him. Etho got him. Nice. Got him. You'll love to see that, man. Beautiful. You saw it here live, friends. You saw it here live. Oh, amazing. Oh, you can't see the chat? Sorry. So when Etho joined, I said, hey, Etho, stream says lab, but I was supposed to say slab. So I messed it up. And then Doc was squished by a falling anvil. Etho got him. Oh, man, amazing. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I think, I wonder if the same sort of thing is going to happen with Minecraft content, if the audience is maybe tired of like the overproduction side of Minecraft, you know? Maybe wants a little bit more real stuff again, you know? Because at the end of the day, that's why I love YouTube. I don't know why you guys love YouTube, but I love YouTube because it's not Hollywood, right? It's not television. It's not produced by a studio and with advertisers in mind and stuff, you know? It's content made by real people like me that just do it in a really cool way, and, you know, it's about like appreciating like normal human endeavor. You know, that's what YouTube is to me. It's normal people like me doing something that I think is really awesome with video editing software that, you know, they didn't study to learn. Like, when you see good YouTube videos done by like amateurs, it's amazing because it's like you taught yourself to do that, you know? That's so cool. It's human endeavor is what it is. And that's why I love YouTube. And I don't know, I personally feel like I've personally maybe strayed a bit from that. And, you know, I should be making content that I love, right? If that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for this year, man. We shall see how it goes, you know. It's difficult to resist that that Hollywood angel on your shoulder, though. Always tempting you to make the video as excellent as possible. No compromise, man. Spend as weeks and days on this video to make it perfect. I have a feeling like a lot of Minecraft content producers are starting to feel the same too. The arms race is tiring, you know? Like, an arms race is not fun. An arms race is brutal. And there's no real winners at the end of the day, you know? But yeah, anyway, that's quite a lot of rambling for one night. I just want to fill that last shulker box, guys. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep if the shulker box is not filled. The OCD is going to hurt me, so we'll do one more sweep here. I don't think we need that many more stacks, but that should be enough mud to get started. With all of this in mind that I just said, I think what I might do in the next episode is start a section of the modification of the island, but not do like a lot of it, you know? Maybe just do like 20 minutes of terraforming with the mud and then leave it, right? So that you as the audience, like, you're like, oh, that's so cool. I want to see what it looks like when it's finished. And maybe, you know, each episode you do a little bit more so that eventually when it is finished, it's just very satisfying to the people that are watching the season. Because it's like this really cool project that eventually finds a resolution. It's kind of like the crescendo of a song, right? Where the song starts soft and then crescendos into a climax. It almost feels like, you know, a lot of Minecraft content right now is just climax, right? Like, song starts on, like, climax chorus and ends instantly once climax is done. If you know what I'm saying. I think we need to go back, like, we need to remember the crescendo bit, right? The crescendo bit is the fun bit, also. Alright, is that it? What do we need? 2 more stacks? Alright, almost there, guys. Gotta take this chihuahua out for a poops too, man. Look at this. How am I even gonna wake that up, though, man? Look at it. He's so comfortable. Gonna feel so bad waking him from his slumber. Peanut Gallery just timed me out. Sorry, PG. Why not mud machine? Because it's much quicker to collect a large amount of mud manually. We need like thousands of blocks of mud. Number 1. Number 2, mud machine is an AFK farm and it's super boring. I really like collecting resources in Minecraft, so I'm doing it this way. There we go. That's it. That is it. Awesome, dudes. So, that was... you even got some extra here, too. That's exciting. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shulker boxes of mud. Half a shulker box of muddy mangrove roots. About 2 double chests of mangrove roots themselves, a rabbit head, a frog head, hi, and some excellent conversation chats. That's going to do it for tonight, I think, guys. Thank you so very, very much for coming this evening. And going to have to take this poor little puppy out for a poops and a peeps. Opie. Hi, my boy. Hi. That is not a happy face. That is not a happy face. Oh, bless him. Shame. But yeah, he'll come out for Peeps and Peeps in a moment. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. Thank you. Doc has just logged in. That will teach you. Doc has just logged in, guys. Amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, guys. Fantastic hanging out with you, and thank you for, you know, watching me collect mud for a few hours. #1 content on Twitch right here, man. This is professional. Professional. We'll see you again in a couple days. Friends, have a great weekend. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Moderators, thank you so much as always for looking after my chat for me. And guys, thank you so very much for all the generosity tonight, man. Almost got us to 650 subscribers. Insane. And huge sub bombs coming in. Loads of biddies. Lots of donations. Guys, thank you so much, man. You know, like I always say, without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So thank you very much, man. I'm going to just do my best to keep on entertaining you as hard as I can. And if you guys can do the same and support me where you can, we can have a symbiotic relationship together for as long as this crazy ride continues. Thanks for watching, friends. We see you again in the next one. Rendog is signing out, and boop. We'll smell you all very soon. Renfrog signing out. Bye, guys.